tonight. They're in their traditional home colours. Chelsea in all black with pink numbers on the back. Matt Jarvis is alongside me as Brighton get us off and underway. The final of 4 commentaries that we've brought you on 5 Live this afternoon. Matt Jarvis, I have no idea what to expect from this one, especially given what happened at the City Ground involving Brighton last Saturday.
Yeah, well, exactly. But I think Brighton will be looking for a really fast start. They'll be expecting a performance. The crowd will, the manager will as well. I think that's why we mentioned about his team selection. I think he's going, come on, you've got to show me why you should be playing, and this is the perfect opportunity in the cup. Two big Premier League sides with their squads, full squads really.
Chelsea play it out from the back and find Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, who's made just one start since Christmas. He's got space in the midfield. Finds Sancho, edge of the area left side, forced to check, back to Cucurella, back to Sancho again, hence the booze, ball in field. Dewsbury-Hall tries one at the near post, hits the side netting, but that was an excellent move in the first 90 seconds from Chelsea, from back to front.
Yeah, it's Palmer who's so influential in this Chelsea team. He picks it up on the edge of the box and hits a delightful ball over the top, and then it's out to Sancho, who really hasn't got too many places to go, sets it back inside to Dewsbury, who has the shot, but you can hear the boos when Cucurella gets the ball. It'll be the same for Caicedo, as I'm sure.
Lots of Brighton connections in this Chelsea squad as Chelsea win the ball back on this near side. The Chelsea left ball goes out for a throw-in right next to where Fabian Hürzeler is standing. We are just 8 rows back here. We can hear pretty much every word that Hürzeler is shouting to his players. I don't think I would have liked to have heard every word he was shouting 7 days ago at the City Ground.
Absolutely not, but I'm sure they've had the meetings. I'm sure they've had the dreaded video meeting where you can see everything that you've done wrong, and they're going to be trying to put it right tonight.
Chelsea have it on the halfway line, the far side there right. Cole Palmer takes over. We were talking pre-match about whether Cole Palmer would be given the nod in this FA Cup game, but you kind of feel like Enzo Maresca wasn't given too many choices of who to play up top, given all of the injuries. No Nicholas Jackson in the squad tonight, amongst many others who are absent.
Yeah, but he's such a special player, and the thing is, this team thrives when he's in it. So it's a huge plus for them as a team for him to be in it. But also from I suppose a fan's point of view, they want to be seeing the top players playing week in week out, and he's definitely one of them.
Chelsea played out from the back, very nearly get caught. They go back to Robert Sanchez, given the nodding goal tonight ahead of Philip Jorgensen, who started the Premier League game against West Ham on Monday. To run through the 2 teams for you, in fact we'll do that as soon as the ball goes dead, because every time I look down something seems to happen on the pitch here at the Amex. Free kick to Brighton, inside right, level with the edge of the centre circle, inside the Chelsea half. Brighton with Verbruggen in goal, Veltman, Van Hecke, Dunk and Lamptey their back 4. Then it's Hinchelwood and Baliba sitting, Minte, Ruta and Matoma the 3 behind main striker Danny Welbeck. Ball on this near side again. Jadon Sancho lets it go out into touch for a Chelsea throw to be taken by Cucurella, the Chelsea left back, in front of goalkeeper Robert Sanchez, completing that back 4. Trevor Chalobah, Toshin Adarabioyo and Marlo Gusto. Then it's a 2 of the former Brighton man Moises Caicedo, partnering Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall, Neto, Palmer and Sancho behind Nkunku. And now here come Chelsea on the attack down the right. 2 to pick out in the centre. One of them is Jadon Sancho on the 18 yards line, takes one touch, Palmer with the effort, tipped over the crossbar, and that's a corner, the first of the night. Cole Palmer with his shooting boots on straight away.
Yes, it is. It's a great strike from Palmer, a really good save as well from Verbruggen, but it's Neto. He's so direct, his pace, he drives forward, he cuts onto his left, sets Sancho, which actually wasn't the best of sets, but Sancho brings it back to Palmer, literally in the middle of the edge of the box, tries to go to the top left-hand corner, but it's well saved by the goalkeeper.
4 minutes played, Brighton 0, Chelsea 0 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Palmer with that shot, left-footed inside the D, good glove from Bart Verbruggen to tip it over. It's going to be Palmer to take this corner, takes it quick and takes it short to Caicedo, keeps it moving infield. Gusto works it to the right, chip ball over the top. Palmer arrives left side of the area and the goalkeeper's fumbled it in! Oh, what a howler by Bart Verbruggen! Cole Palmer's pullback across the 6 yards area. of us cannot believe what they've just seen. Neither can we, because inside 5 minutes, Chelsea have the most bizarre lead. Brighton 0, Chelsea 1.
An absolute disaster for Verbruggen. It's a disaster. They've taken an early short corner. It works its way out to Sancho, who dinks a ball to the far left-hand side of the box where Palmer is, who tries to cut the ball back as a cross across the goal, and it bobbles into Verbruggen, and he fumbles it into at the near post. It's an awful mistake. Such a disappointing start after the previous game. It's an awful start.
It's one of those, when you look at the Palmer pullback, He's not even a good pullback.
He's not even made good contact. He's sort of scuffed it into the ground.
And Bart Verbruggen stares at the ground and wants it to swallow him up. That's one of those. If they still had VHS tapes, that would absolutely be making the goalkeeping howler cut at the end of the season. That was blimey. It just bobbled in front of him. It hit him on his chest, and he just threw it into his net in the bottom corner. That is one of the worst goalkeeper mistakes I've seen in some time. As Brighton come down the other end, looking to get back on level terms straight away with Mente. Was that a foul? No, says the referee, who is, by the way, Jared Gillett tonight. But inside 5 minutes, here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Chelsea have, I'm not going to say a shock lead, but it's shocking the way it's come about.
Yeah, I think if that happened another 100 times, he would never do that. It's just, that particular moment, he's just got it all wrong.
Chelsea win it back, or Brighton win it back rather, on the edge of the centre circle. Here they come to the edge of the penalty area. Cross is going to come in from the left. Chelsea back in their numbers here. Ball crossed in, and it's gathered all the way by Robert Sanchez that time, before any Brighton player could get a touch, as Ruta was lurking. Here come Chelsea down the other end on the counter straight away. Jadon Sancho right in front of us here at the Amex. Chelsea leading 1-0. Cucurella with the booze again as Chelsea go back to the halfway line. And Trevor Chalobah, he's had loans at about every single Football League club, now trying to establish himself, having come through the youth ranks at Chelsea. Sancho on this near side. Cucurella again. Brighton 0, Chelsea 1. We said we didn't know what to expect from this game. We certainly did not expect a howler like that from Bart Verbruggen, who has been such a model of consistency in the Brighton goal since joining in July 2023 from Anderlecht. Just over £16 million the football club paid for him. He's been a good signing. That not one of his better moments. Kieran Dewsbury-Hall just inside the Chelsea half, plays the through ball, looking for a run. Doesn't get one that time from Sancho or Nkunku, and the ball runs all the way through to Bart Verbruggen. Matt Jarvis.
Yeah, no, I think if you're looking at the Chelsea manager was saying they're going to have to change the way they play, because Nkunku is not going to make them runs. He likes the ball into feet, he likes to drop short, so they're going to have to try and find a way that they can link play with him. Maybe it is Sancho that's going to have to make that run in behind. Neto will love to do that, so that they're going to have to try and mix it up a little bit to get Nkunku involved in this game.
Brighton 0, Chelsea 1. Brighton have it on the far side, their left, where Matoma is looking to get involved for the first real time in this game. It's been a busy afternoon of FA Cup fourth round football here on 5 Live. Maz Faruqi will bring you loads of reaction to it at half time during this game. Here come Brighton, edge of the penalty area. Ruter's in there, challenge goes in from Chalobah. What's the referee saying here? Goal kick is the outcome.
Well, I mean, it definitely, there was calls for a penalty. It definitely wasn't a penalty. I was just sort of thinking that it might have been Chalobah that kicked it out for a corner, but there's not been too many complaints from the Brighton players, so maybe it wasn't.
No VAR tonight, of course. That's been somewhat questioned over the last 24 hours, given what we saw at Old Trafford between Manchester United and Leicester last night. Chelsea play out from the back. The Chelsea fans gathered behind the goal that Robert Sanchez is standing in, away to our right. It's where the visiting supporters are. The home supporters, especially the ones right in front of us here, in the front 8 or 9 rows, just absolutely bemused by what they've seen. from Bart Verbruggen early on in this game. I mean, one of them in front of us is managing a smile. He wasn't smiling a couple of minutes ago, I assure you. 10 minutes played at the Amex. Brighton have it with Veltman on the halfway line on the right, goes across field to Lewis Dunk. I mean, we were talking about players who are models of consistency. Lewis Dunk, well, 33 years of age, 468 Brighton appearances since 2009. This is the first time he's played in a cup competition this season. All of his appearances so far this campaign have come in the Premier League, where Brighton currently sit 10th. And the ball back with the man wearing all orange, but with a very red face, Bart Verbruggen. Brighton still just passing the ball around inside their own half. I suppose, given what happened 7 days ago, and given the start Brighton have made here, they just want to get a feel for it. As many players as possible, just get a few cheap, easy touches to just bring a bit of confidence through them. Yeah,
100%. Yeah, the manager would be screaming that as well. He needs this team to get hold of the ball.
Brighton on the attack, down their left, closing in on the Chelsea penalty area. Cross goes in towards Ruta, taken away from Sanchez, who came, didn't get there. Chelsea defenders could take no chances. Veltman puts the cross back in, headed in, 1-1! And Brighton are level. What a start to this game. Ruta with the header, great cross in from the right from Veltman. Ruta, free header, past Sanchez at full stretch, and with 11 minutes played, what a game we've got here. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1.
Well, that's how you get back into a game. It's their first opportunity really to get forward, and they've got numbers in the box, and it's from this right hand side. And as you mentioned about Veltman, it was set back to him, and it was just at a really nice pace for him to just hit that first time, and he's whipped it in, and it's a really good run. And Ruta just in behind Chalobah, who just flicks it into the far corner. Sanchez can't do anything about that. It's a really good header, and that is one way to get back into a game.
Well, when we were saying earlier we weren't quite sure what kind of game to expect here, this has been an absolute cracker. What a start. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1, and we've now played just 12 minutes here. We've had nowhere near a quarter of this FA Cup fourth round tie yet. More of the same over the course of the evening.
Yeah, I think both managers are out in their technical area being like, come on, keep the ball, don't do anything silly now, just relax, calm down, get your foot on the ball, soak up a bit of possession and enjoy yourself, rather than it's being a bit end to end, a bit scrappy. And both teams look dangerous on the break.
Both teams have just started this game so well. One apiece here at the Amex. Long way to go. We've had some cracking games for you on 5 Live so far today. The first of our 4 commentaries came from Brisbane Road. Leyton Orient losing out eventually against Manchester City. And here, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall with a late tackle sees Jared Gillett pull out the first yellow card of the night.
Yeah, he's done really well in the first instance, Dewsbury Hall. He's got into Hinchelwood, I think it was, who's got caught on the ball, and he's won the ball back, but then he's just lunged into the second one, and it is a yellow card. And he looks a bit despondent. He can't really think why he's got it, but it was a definite yellow card. He's took, I think it was Matoma's leg straight away.
It was Matoma who he went in on. No choice for Jared Gillett to do anything else really that pull out the yellow card as the ball goes high into the air. Chelsea pump it forwards, and Kunku's trying to get under it, does well, guides the ball with his head to Jadon Sancho. Here's the man on that yellow. Kiernan Dewsbury Hall receives it back from Cucurella. Sancho, as Chelsea use the full width of this Amex Stadium pitch here. 1-1 if you've joined us late on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Chelsea ahead, Verbruggen own goal. Brighton level, Veltman with the cross. Brilliant header by Jorginho Ruta. Earlier, Manchester City winners by 2-1 despite going behind at Leyton Orient. That was our first commentary of the day. The 3 o'clock was a good game too between Wigan and Fulham. Fulham winning there as Brighton come on the attack inside the Chelsea area. Chalobah takes no chances, clears towards halfway. That's a nice layoff for Palmer, and now here they come on the counter. Palmer looking to play in Pedro Neto. Good interception by Brighton.
Yeah, that's where Brighton need to be careful. They've now taken a lot of possession. They're building a lot on this.
Matoma beats his man, takes the ball to the edge of the area, ball on his right foot, interception made, goal kick again is the decision made by the referee. Eventually you will be allowed to talk. It's just,
I was
can't take your eyes off the game.
I was trying to explain about that, but Brighton were getting into the attacking half quarter, so I'll let you go. But Brighton need to be a bit careful, because when they get forward, they have quite a lot of players that are going into the attacking into Chelsea's near penalty box, but they've got such pace, Chelsea, on the counter. That one there, it was just a setback to Palmer, and Neto was away. If the ball got over the top, there wasn't a Brighton player that was going to get back with him. So that's an area they need to be making sure that they're comfortable when they've got players that are in the right position, because Neto is the one that's going to run in behind. Because if you look at the moment, Nkunku, he's inside the middle of the pitch. He's actually the deepest. He's like where Caicedo is in the holding midfielder. So he's not going to make that run in behind. And
Nkunku trying to come down the centre this time. Somebody's lost a boot as that challenge was made. An unfair challenge by Ruta, according to the referee, and Chelsea have a free kick, centre of the field, centre of the Brighton half. So 3-2 was the final score in the tea time commentary on 5 Live between Birmingham City and Newcastle United. Here, who knows how this one's going to finish. We've had 16 minutes, Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. Chelsea with this free kick. 2 more FA Cup commentaries for you on 5 Live tomorrow. Blackburn versus Wolves at 12:30 with Paul Robinson and Conor McNamara. Steve Crossman with the build-up from 12. And then the 5:35 game, John Murray staying in the second city where he was for the Birmingham game earlier. He's going to Villa Park to bring us commentary on Villa against Tottenham. 5 Live and BBC Sounds, Monday night's commentary, Doncaster against Crystal Palace, as Chelsea win themselves a throw on this near side. You don't need me to tell you when Cucurella is taking the throw.
Yeah. But they don't do that with Caicedo, actually. I haven't heard them booing him.
Long Chelsea ball from left to right. Can Pedro Neto keep it in play? He's under pressure from Lamptey. Lamptey sticks in a boot. Chelsea with a throw. Neto takes it short and takes it quick. Goes back down the line, and Chelsea go back to centre half.
By the way, that'll be a race. That Lamptey and Neto. That's going to be a race.
I've not seen Brighton live since the Leicester game in December, Sunday afternoon. It ended 2-2. Tariq Lamptey scored an absolute worldie that day at the King Power. Here he's got some defending to do, because Chelsea have worked it back to Neto down the right. Can he send it across? It's blocked. Dunk takes no chances, heads the ball out for a Chelsea throw in by the corner flag. 1-1.
Yeah, that's an interesting battle there, because Neto, he's playing on the right. His dominant foot is his left, so he's always coming back onto his left foot to put, like he just did there, to put the cross in. But Lamptey is right-footed, so he's actually able to deal with that a lot easier, because it's on his strong side. So it's going to be where Neto's either going to try and run down the line, or he's going to have to try and be even quicker or fake to come inside to be able to get that yard to put a cross in.
Chelsea throw inside their own half. Toshin takes it and goes all the way back to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. Cucurella now has it in the left back area. I was talking about all of those commentaries that we've got for you on 5 Live and BBC Sounds tomorrow. We've also got the rugby and the Six Nations, Scotland and Ireland. And then it is Super Bowl 59 from 11 o'clock tomorrow night. That should be brilliant between the Eagles and the Chiefs as Brighton come forwards. Centre of the Chelsea half, forced to check and go back to Dunk. Keeps it moving. Van Hecker just next to him. Here's Veltman, who put in that brilliant cross for the Brighton equaliser. Through ball this time wasn't bad either along the ground, but it runs all the way through to Sanchez. Nobody that time on Veltman's wavelength.
No, it was a really clever ball, just in between the Cucurella and Chalobah, but none of the Brighton players read it. It was a really clever ball. The manager was giving him big plaudits for the pass, but no one to get on the end of it.
Sanchez out from the back. Ball goes out for a throw-in to Brighton, right next to Fabian Hürzeler. So 19 minutes played, Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. What have you made of it so far, apart from just the quality entertainment that's been on display?
Yeah, well, the thing is, when you're a Chelsea team that got so much talent in their squad, and you get gifted a goal in the first 5 minutes, your confidence level rises. You feel much more at ease. You think, here we go. But then Brighton, to be fair to them, especially after the heavy defeat they've suffered, to get back into the game, it was a really good finish. Great cross, great header. And now it's just sort of back to the start, where you're trying to actually suss each other out again and work out how everyone's playing, what the shape is.
What a long ball that is down the Brighton left. And here they come to the edge of the penalty area now, looking for options. Chelsea trying to clear, and will do eventually, in the form of Moises Caicedo, and that's a late challenge by Rutter on Caicedo, and that puts Rutter into referee Gillett's notebook.
Yeah, it's starting to liven up a lot there. There was a couple of good challenges. Lamptey, he went into a big challenge, and then the ball's broke, and Rutter's trying to get back, and it's not a great challenge. It's not. He's arguing with the referee to say it's not a yellow, but it's not a brilliant challenge. It's from behind. He's lunged in.
And it was about 1 yard away from the referee, which made it an even worse challenge.
Yeah, he's not giving himself much power there.
That's Matt Jarvis, former West Ham, Wolves and Norwich winger, with us here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds, watching this FA Cup fourth round tie between Brighton and Chelsea, all Premier League tie, and it's been all action so far, one apiece between the two teams here. Chelsea have it with Caicedo. Few boos for him, not as many as Cucurella, probably because Caicedo's transfer brought the football club so much money. Here come Chelsea on the attack. Neto, good challenge by Lamptey. He's winning that battle at the moment as Lamptey comes on the break and moves over the halfway line. Checks, rolls the ball in field. Welbeck with a little bit of time and space, keeps it moving. Can Minte keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. On this near side, running at Cucurella into the area. Minte sends it across, dealt with by Chelsea. Hoof anywhere will do. High into the Brighton night sky over the halfway line with a clearance.
Yeah, it's disappointing though from Brighton perspective, because Minte, he's on that right hand side. He's facing Cucurella, who's backpedaling. He's got himself inside the box at pace, and it just doesn't. The end product wasn't there. He was trying to sort of get across. Across the goal rather than a cutback, or even trying to shot himself. Cucurella was backpedaling in a bad position, and he's at full pace. He's got to do better.
Just looking down at my notes here, it's a great game when you're 20 and a half minutes in, and it's the first time you've actually looked at your notes and have moved your eyes away from the pitch, because it's been such a cracker. Brighton with defeats in their last two against Everton and obviously Nottingham Forest. Before that, 7 unbeaten, 3 straight wins in that unbeaten run as well. But at the moment, back-to-back defeats, one of them 7-0. They need to do something about it here in the FA Cup. Currently drawing 1-1 after a poor start, mainly thanks to this man here, Verbruggen, with what you have to call a rare mistake by him, but it was a bad one. Midway point of the first half. Long ball over the top, Minte on the end of it, right side of the penalty area. Ball goes across the 6 yards box. Sanchez will go sprinting to his right. In the end, decides to leave it to Malo Gusto, whose name I've not said much in the commentary so far. Chelsea back to Sanchez, under pressure from 2. Keep their cool, play out from the back. Cucurella, wide on the left. Tried to find Sancho, but Sancho had taken a tumble. Van Hecker wins it back for Brighton. Through ball. Welbeck with his back to goal, 25 yards out. Veltman, Hinchelwood takes over. He's had a quiet opening quarter in this game, the youngster Jack Hinchelwood. Here's Dunk inside the centre circle, under pressure from Nkunku, so goes all the way back to Verbruggen.
Yeah, Brighton are starting to dominate possession here. They're the ones that are starting to probe nicely, and it's down this right hand side with Mattea. He's the one that's actually getting the better of Cucurella. He's finding it difficult because he's got pace, he's got power, he's got trickery, and he's finding a lot of space over this side. But Chelsea they're not able to keep hold of the ball. They can't work it through the lines as much as they did in the first 10 minutes. And it's Brighton that are starting to probe, as I say, going through them lines, and it's the wide areas that are really making the progress up the pitch.
Minte, the Gambia international, on loan at Feyenoord last season, still just 20 years of age. Offside flag here goes up against Cole Palmer, just as Chelsea looked like they were going to be in down the right. Free kick to Brighton. It's Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. The full-time scores from the FA Cup fourth round today, if you've missed them while you've been out and about, maybe at a game yourself. Earlier it ended Leeds 0, Millwall 2 in one of the early kickoffs. Manchester City coming from behind to win 2-1 at Leyton Orient. Then in the 3 o'clocks, Ipswich 4-1 winners at Coventry. Bournemouth won at Everton 2-0. It ended goalless between Preston and Wickham. Preston eventually winning that one on penalties. Burnley 1-0 winners at Southampton, so more misery for the side rock bottom of the Premier League. My lot, Stoke City 3-2 up, drew 3-3 with Cardiff, and then lost the penalty shootout. Fulham 2-1 winners at Wigan. Newcastle 3-2 winners at Birmingham, and who knows how this one's going to end. Currently 1-1 between the two teams at the Amex. Chelsea played it forwards, Brighton able to intercept, go back to goalkeeper Verbruggen, right side of his penalty area. That's a poor clearance under no real pressure, and it goes straight into, well, let's call that row F. It's just a long for loss.
It was nearly me. I was going to have a header there. I was going to get myself back on the pitch.
Did you do many of those in your...
No, it wasn't really my forte, that.
If I typed into Google Matt Jarvis and header, I don't think many searches would come back.
There's a couple of goals, to be fair.
With your head?
Yeah. They weren't like you're powering over the top of the fullback header. It was, it was a fortunate one, I'd say.
He's not the tallest former footballer, is Matt Jarvis. We'll come back to that in just a second. Chelsea on the attack here with Pedro Neto. Edge of the area right side. Does well to dig out across. Sancho's waiting at the back post. Good header to intercept there by Minte. And eventually the flag has gone up over on the far side, so it will be a Brighton free kick anyway. Yeah,
really good battle here with Neto and Lamptey, because he's checked about 3 times to go on his stronger left foot, and it's in his third check that he's able to get the cross in. But really good defending by Brighton, and in the end it's an offside decision.
Brighton play out from the back, and Van Hecke has it in the right back area, dribbling forwards towards the halfway line. 5 Live and BBC Sounds on FA Cup 4th round Saturday. Now, Brighton have lost it. Was that a foul on Belieber? No, says the referee. Chelsea come forwards with Palmer, who got the assist for the Verbruggen own goal. Neto gives it back to Chelsea's top scorer. Here's Palmer, inside right, moves the ball infield to Caicedo. Palmer takes over once more. Good little move this by Chelsea. Cucurella takes over with a little bit more time and space inside left. Sancho wide of him, running at Veltman. Good first tackle, poor second one on Cucurella, and there's a coming together between the two here. It's a yellow card which has been shown to Joel Veltman straight away by referee Jared Gillett, but a number of the Chelsea players not happy with that tackle, and we've got quite a gathering around the incident in front of us.
Yeah, it wasn't the tackle that they were unhappy with. It's because Veltman, he knew he was a bad challenge. It was a yellow card. He's done well initially on the first one with Sancho, but he's late there on Cucurella. But it's the theatrics that Cucurella does. He rolls around on the floor, and it is a yellow card. But Veltman just goes over and picks him up, and you can hear the crowd. Obviously, the Brighton crowd were giving him a lot of heckling as well, and that's the reason why all the Chelsea players come flying in.
The first tackle was perfect to dispossess Jadon Sancho. Then as soon as he went in with the second challenge on Cucurella, he knew, Veltman, that he was lunging straight away.
Yeah, he's turned to the ref straight away to apologise and put his hand up. He knows he was getting the yellow card, but it was the reaction. There was no need for him really to pick up Cucurella. It's almost instigated it all.
So it's a Chelsea free kick, 28 minutes played. Wide on their left, level with the 18-yard line. Palmer stands over it with his left foot, but Caicedo's looking more determined here on his right. Toshin Adarabioyo has just come over to have a quick word with Palmer, putting his hand around his mouth so nobody else can lip read him on the monitors that we've got in front of us here. It will be Palmer or Caicedo with the delivery in front of where a number of substitutes are warming up on this near side. Packed penalty area. Palmer whips it in, doesn't clear the first man. Minte comes off him, and Chelsea have a corner.
Yeah, really poor delivery. You expect so much better from Palmer. He's got incredible technique, and he's hit the first man. It's a big waste. Chelsea's
second corner of this first half. Again, Palmer to take it. Again, he looked to go short to Caicedo, but then changes his mind, spots it up, and he looks like he's going to try and get some whip on this. Hopefully, from his point of view. More so than he got on that free kick seconds ago, which led to this corner. Away to our left, it's an away swinger. Palmer sends it in, heading away to the edge of the area, and then the second ball's cleared by Brighton as well. Caicedo will look to bring it down, volleys it back forwards from the lip of the centre circle. Brighton have it back, clearance completed by Lamptey, but Chelsea will tidy up and go all the way back to goalkeeper Robert Sanchez. It's one of those games where we've had 3 yellow cards. We haven't really had a stoppage at all in the opening half hour here. It's just been end to end, attack one way, attack the other, just when it comes to Saturday night entertainment, because this one is live on the TV, it's been exactly what you'd want as a neutral.
Yeah, perfect. There's a lot of spice in the game. There's tackles flying in, there's goals. You can still see that both teams, they're desperate to win this game.
Chelsea lose it, playing out from the back. Here come Brighton. Final ball through was poor, and Sanchez is able to come and make the claim once more. Bolted out quickly this time to Nkunku. Sancho facing his own goal inside his own half. Sends Caicedo on his way in the midfield. Here's Palmer, who's had a steady opening half hour to this game. Loose ball falls for Toshin Adrabayo, who gives it back to Chelsea's top scorer. I say it's great entertainment for the neutral if they're watching it on the TV. I think it's the 1% club on the other side. I'd be tempted as the ball goes over the top. Chelsea with the opportunity here. Palmer's waiting at the back post with a header, and it goes onto the roof of the net. Out of nowhere, Chelsea came forwards on the counter. Ball over the top to Nkunku, who unselfishly crossed it to Palmer, back post, tried the looping header. It looped, but it looped onto the roof of the net.
I can't understand. He's been so unselfish there, Nkunku. If you're him, you're a centre forward, this is your time to show the manager why you should be in the team. He's got to take the shot, he's got to go for it. He's inside the box, it's on his left hand side, yes, but pull the trigger. He has played it to Palmer, who really should do better as well with his header there. Whether I don't know if the linesman put his flag up, but I don't think it was offside from there. But they should be hitting the target at least.
He was inside left in the penalty area, Christopher Nkunku. If I was a Brighton defender moving forwards in this game now, I'd be looking at Nkunku and thinking he clearly does not fancy his left foot at all. As Brighton come forwards down their left with Tariq Lamptey, checks, rolls the ball back into the midfield. Brighton with numbers forwards here, but then they lose it. Dewsbury Hall's able to intercept, and Chelsea will clear their lines. Good ball to Nkunku this time, who's got a little bit of space in the centre circle. Sancho makes the run down the left, picks him out. He's got two for company. Might need to go back here to Nkunku. Instead picks out Dewsbury Hall in the midfield, midway inside the Brighton half. Here's Sancho. It was an attack that initially had a lot of promise in it from a Chelsea perspective, but Brighton have done well to take the sting out of it. But going back to Nkunku there, he's got to go on his left. He's got to.
This is his chance. He's got his start. He's up front. That's his position. That's where he wants to play. And he's got his opportunity. He's got to be selfish in them situations and go and take the shot. The team needs him to do that.
32 gone here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. Excellent game so far here in the FA Cup 4th round. I mentioned a few moments ago 2 more commentaries tomorrow. Blackburn versus Wolves at 12:30 kickoff, 5:35 Aston Villa against Tottenham. We'll have regular updates of the Plymouth against Liverpool game as well. Scotland, Ireland in the Six Nations. Super Bowl 59 from 11 o'clock tomorrow night. Busy weekend of sport on 5 Live, Sports Extra and the BBC Sport website. Here, ball in the Chelsea left-back area. And has he given a Brighton throw here with Brighton on the attack? Yes, he has. To be taken by Veltman, whose cross for Brighton's equaliser was absolutely exquisite. Nicely guided past Sanchez by Ruter's head, but it was all about the delivery from Veltman. Commentator's dream, we were right behind it, watched it all the way. Superb equaliser and a superb response after they went behind the home team here inside 5 minutes if you've joined us late. Brighton over on the far side. Matoma goes back to Lamptey. And now Dunk has it inside the centre circle. Somebody's just come back from a refreshment break on the row in front of us, which means everybody has to stand, and then you lose sight of the pitch, don't you, for a few seconds here, low down at the Amex. My first visit to this ground, very, very impressed by it. Absolutely love it. Do you ever play it here?
I didn't, no. It is a really lovely stadium.
Lovely setup as Brighton go back to their goalkeeper, who works it back to Lewis Dunk, edge of the penalty area. Just over 10 minutes to go until half-time. Maz Faruqi will have as much reaction as she can fit into the half-time interval from all of the earlier FA Cup commentaries that we've brought you here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Obviously a massive win for England late on against France in the Six Nations. We were watching that in the press room before we came out here, and there was an almighty roar when that late try went in, followed by the conversion. Brilliant stuff. We heard it on 5 Live earlier with Chris Jones and the team. You're just watching Lewis Dunk at the moment.
Yeah, he's sitting down in the middle of the in the halfway line, they're trying to wait. I think they're trying to get the physio on. I just saw him put his hand up. I don't know quite I don't know whether it's his arm.
He's crouching down on his knees. He's just said to the referee, I don't think I need the trainer. So the trainer's standing by on this near side. A moment ago he was holding his right arm, then he was just holding the left side of his body. The game has been stopped here while Dunk has a consultation with a couple of teammates along with the referee inside the centre circle. Bart Verbruggen's just gone forward to stick in his 2 penneth as well, but it looks like Lewis Dunk's going to be...
I think he might have been winded, potentially. I think he's trying to stretch it out. He'd be winded.
Thumbs up from our producer Phil alongside us as well. Horrible, isn't it? Horrible when you have the air knocked out of you like that when you're winded. The game will resume from a Brighton throw. 1-1 between the two teams here in the FA Cup 4th round. Brighton inside the centre circle. Van Hecke to Dunk, who now looks like he's got his air back. And he's all right again. It's just started to settle, Matt, for the first real time as we hit 36 minutes. Matoma cuts in from the left, running at Caicedo. Caicedo puts in the challenge. It's a good one. Palmer picks up the pieces, can't make it stick.
Neto's gone down. That's why.
Neto's gone down over on the far side. Our view's just been obscured there by a couple of Brighton players. So we've got another stoppage here. Neto sitting down.
It was straight away. I think Lamptey ducked inside on his left. He's come inside. It's Matoma. He's come inside and he's nowhere near him, Neto. Nowhere near him. He's run to close him down, and he's obviously pulled something. Maybe it was his calf that he's pulled, because he knew straight away. He limped straight away, sat down. The trainer's come on. Madueke's warming up, getting stripped. So he's obviously pulled something. That's not good, because he's a live wire. He really is. I think especially in this formation when Nkunku has to come short, you need someone to run him behind, and he's that player. He's so direct, and he's dynamic. He can go down the line, he can cut inside, and that tactical switch, I suppose. Him and Lamptey, they've been facing off against each other, for the most of this game, and it's been a really close battle. So it's not great to see them two not face each other anymore, but it's now an opportunity for Madueke to get back in the team and to show why he should be playing now, being dropped to the bench.
We've just seen the substitute signal down beneath us, but Pedro Neto at the moment, he's sitting up, and I think there's some discussion about whether he is going to be able to continue or not. As you say, Madueke is just been warming up away to our left. He continues to warm up actually right in front of us at the moment. So we've got a break in play here. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. He's putting his boot on.
That he looked like that was it. He looked like he was not coming back on this pitch, and that's an interesting one. But I haven't really seen that too many times when you go down like that. And then he's come on, and he's obviously had the magic sponge, because they've worked miracles, because he's put his boots back on and he's got back up. I mean, that is impressive if he's able to run that off.
Because of where our commentary position is here at the Amex, we're very low down behind the two technical areas. I've just seen Enzo Maresca go to Noni Madueke and say 5. So I don't know if that means they're going to give Pedro Neto another 5 minutes or what, but that's the conversation that manager and substitute have just had in front of us. Pedro Neto's back on his feet over on the far side. I mean, he's moving just fine. As you say, that must be a magic sponge.
I needed one of them when I was playing, for sure.
6.5 minutes to go until half-time. 1-1 Brighton and Chelsea, our final FA Cup commentary of this Saturday afternoon. 2 more to come tomorrow. Doncaster Palace live for you on Monday night as well. Steve Crossman presenting live from Doncaster. As the ball's worked to the left here by Brighton to Matoma. Rolls it back. Got a little bit of space for Believer in the midfield. Game back underway. Pedro Neto gets the signal to come back onto the pitch, and he's sprinted on. He looks just fine as Madueke continues to warm up on this near side. Neto coming on from the far side of the field, which is where he was receiving treatment. We'll keep an eye on him, but at the moment that looks like quite the job done by the Chelsea trainer. As Brighton play the ball to the right, Minte runs into traffic in the form of Cucurella. Sancho back doing his bit defensively. Chelsea play out from the back. That's a challenge on Dewsbury Hall, but he manages to work the ball still to Nkunku, and here come Chelsea moving forwards now. Cucurella, as you can tell by the boos, overlapping Nkunku, back to the number 18, pink numbers on the back of the black Chelsea away shirts. Challenge goes in, Chelsea throw 20 yards from the corner flag on this near side.
I tell you what, Minte's been excellent recovery on this right hand side. He has been getting back and helping Veltman so well, because he's doubled up with Sancho and he's got back there for Nkunku. He's done really well, but both of them are down actually. I say that after giving him such plaudits. He's down holding his knee. Dunk's in the middle of the penalty box, he's gone down again.
2 Brighton players down. I mean, you can blame me for this, because I was saying 5 or 6 minutes ago that this game has flowed so well. It's been non-stop, end-to-end action, and then we've had 3 stoppages in the space of 5 minutes. Minte looks like he's okay.
Yeah, he looks all right. A clash of knees, I think that was, so he looks fine. But we can't quite see what's going on with Dunk at the moment.
I think Dunk's race is run here. Substitutes getting ready down below us. Fabian Herzl has just come over to have a word with the 4th official as well, along with one of his coaching staff. Lewis Dunk looks like he is going to be coming off very, very shortly. I mean, Adam Webster getting ready to come on. That's
big, because he's not the type of player that he's going to be coming off lightly. I think the physio's just given the thumbs up as well, so I'm sure he won't want to come off. He's a warrior. He's what this club's all about. You know, he's been there, he's done it, he's got the t-shirt, and he's captain as well.
I mentioned earlier, 468 appearances since his first one back in 2009. He's Mr. Brighton in many ways, Lewis Dunk. He's receiving treatment on this near side off the pitch, so Brighton continue with 10 for the time being. Webster was stripped off. He's now just putting his top back on right in front of us here at the Amex. Cucurella has the ball on the field. Dunk wants to come back on. Sancho takes it to the byline. Challenge goes in on him.
And who's it by?
By Minte.
Exactly.
Absolute workhorse, isn't he? Minte, just 20 years of age. Here's Caicedo in the midfield. Dunk comes back on, sprinting to get back at the heart of that Brighton back four before a Chelsea cross comes in from the far side, which is where the ball is at the moment with Palmer. He's got Nkunku ahead of him, Pedro Neto further wide. Here's Palmer in the centre of the midfield. Cucurella, a little bit of time and space inside left. Can either side go ahead in the final 3 minutes of the first half plus stoppage time? Neto's over there, running at 2 Brighton players. Goes back to Nkunku, and now Caicedo. Nice 1-2, over the top. Opportunity here, cross goes in, blocked, and that is going to be a goal kick, according to the assistant referee over on the far side. Malo Gusto heavily involved in that build-up too.
Yeah, really good play. Gusto's doing a little 1-2 with Caicedo, but Lamptey, great defending. Uses his pace to get back in, uses his strength and his body to try and get goal side of Gusto, and he manages to put him off to get the goal kick. So really good defending.
It's the first time me and you have worked together, but I think we like the same kind of players, don't we? Minte, Lamptey, dependable players who never ever stop from minute 1 to the end, and they've both been the same here tonight.
Yeah, that's what you want as a team.
Now, here come Brighton down the left, 2 forwards in this attack. Chelsea tried to get back in their numbers. Ball across the face of goal. Cucurella clears from the back post. That was a good move forwards, which came out of nothing really. It was a through ball to pick out Ruta, and he was very nearly in on goal. Chelsea did well to get back and defend. Cucurella cleared away the danger at the last minute.
Oh, he's just run out of steam right at the end, Ruta. He's done so well. Tried to get away from tossing all the way down on this left-hand side, and just at the last minute he's just gone a little bit wide to try and get his shot off, but he's just played it right across goal, and Cucurella clears it. It's one of them that you can almost put that ball in the back of your net as well at times, but he's done well to clear the lines, get it for a Brighton corner.
And Minte stands over it on the Brighton right with his left foot in front of the Chelsea supporters. The referee's seen something in that 6 yards area that he's not too happy with, so he's going to have a word with.
Both of them have been booked as well.
Yeah,
Dewsbury Hall
and Veltman. And it looks like something from the WWE which is going on there in that 6 yards area. Minte whips it in, ball not clear of the penalty area, cleared away as far as Lamptey. He heads it over the top. Offside flag goes up in the end against Hinchelwood, who didn't quite get there on the stretch. Had he have done, it would have been offside, but it was a good header over the top by Lamptey. It was pinpoint as Chelsea look to come forwards down the other end here with a quick counter-attack. They can't because of a loose pass in the midfield. Fourth official standing by as we go into the final 30 seconds of the first 45 here at the Amex, with the score Brighton 1, Chelsea 1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Chelsea ahead through a bizarre Verbruggen own goal after 5 minutes. Ball over the top here to Dewsbury Hall, inside left, Sancho wide of him. Chelsea looking to go back ahead for a second time here. Cross goes in and it's chested back to Verbruggen by a very calm, cool and collected Lewis Dunk.
I bet he didn't want to do that though. He's been struggling all game with that. It looks like he's either got caught an elbow or caught something in his chest, and he's really struggling, but being brave like the warrior that he is, he's chested it back to his goalkeeper. But I look at that on the left-hand side, and Jadon Sancho's one-on-one, the Veltman, and he's on a yellow card, and he still turns back. He still comes back onto his right-hand side. He's either playing it back into Cucurella or playing it inside. He's got to take him on. He's just on the edge of the box. Put him into the box. Try and go past him. He's on a yellow card. He doesn't want to dive in there.
This FA Cup board that the fourth official's got is an odd design. He's just held up the stoppage time. It is 3 minutes, but there was a 3 on there and a 0. Trust me, it's not 30. Chelsea have got a man down inside the penalty area as Brighton come forwards with Ruta. Ball to the right to Minte, into the area right side. Minte chips the ball across the penalty area, headed away by Chelsea and hoofed further clear by Neto. And Kunku couldn't bring it down, and Brighton will build again from inside the centre circle with Dunk. Ball along the ground this time to Lamptey, who's got a little bit of time and space as he runs at Pedro Neto. Strong end to the first half here by Brighton. Ball infield. It's Cole Palmer who was down in the penalty area. He's got up and he's tracked back. Ball over the top from Van Hecke. Nobody anywhere near that. Goes behind, and that should be just about that for the first half here at the Amex, which has brought us a lot of drama, certainly in the first half out. And we just saw why Cole Palmer went down. He just caught the back of Lewis Dunk's arm as he was moving forwards.
I think it was probably the other way round there, actually. Lewis Dunk's put his arm out into Palmer, but no, nothing that needs to be done there.
No, there was no nonsense from either, was there? Let's be honest. They were both fine for everything to just crack on once Cole Palmer had checked his nose was still in place. Lots of supporters around us heading back inside for some half-time refreshments. We'll be going back to Maz Faruqi as soon as the referee blows up for the break here with the scoreline at Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. Loads of reaction from the day's football to come during the half-time interval, and more reaction to come to that big win for England in the Six Nations against France, which we brought you commentary of earlier. Brighton on the attack down the right, Minte into the area, free kick to Chelsea, and Fabian Herzl right down below us turns to his coaching staff and looks a very, very angry and irritated man.
Yeah, well, to be fair, it was the pass from Ruta. It wasn't what it needed right there. It was just the way to pass. He's put it too far inside. He's got to put it safe side for Minte to be able to get onto it, and then once that it's then in the box, you don't need to give a foul away there. You know, you're running the wrong side. Just try and get the ball. If you can't, don't give a foul away, and that's why he's so frustrated there.
Sanchez back in the Chelsea goal tonight, having not played on Monday. Jorgensen was preferred to him instead. No chance with the Brighton equaliser. Sanchez diving to his right at full stretch. It was just such a good header from Jorginho Ruta that he couldn't get anywhere near it. Otherwise, he's not been called upon that much. Ball out for a Brighton throw on this near side, and there is the half-time whistle. Chelsea ahead after 5 minutes. A bizarre own goal from Bart Verbruggen. Brighton level 7 minutes later. Brilliant cross from the right from Veltman, headed past Sanchez by Ruter, guided into the far side of the net. Chances for both teams since then, but we're level at the break. Matt Jarvis at 1-1.
Yeah, it's been an entertaining game for sure. I think, Chelsea getting gifted that first goal, then they started to settle down, feel a bit more comfortable in the way that they're playing. But to be fair to Brighton, after the way that they've been feeling after the last couple of games, it must have been difficult to put mentally into that position. But they've done really well to get back into the game. They started to dominate possession, and as you say, the goal, it was a really good cross. As a wide man myself, I really enjoyed them crosses into the box, and it's gets the header. He's not powered it away from where it's come. He's guided it into that far corner. And then, since then, they've actually dominated. They've been the one that looks more likely to get a goal. But they just have to be careful that when they do go forward, they're leaving gaps, and they have the pace and they have the players to hurt them, Chelsea, on the break. So in the end, a 1-0 is not a bad result.
Full commentary of the second half to come here on 5 Live from the Amex. But at the end of the first, the score is Brighton 1, Chelsea 1.
Matt, I think we're all admirers of Minte, aren't we? I mean, he has been great, bar that foul in first half stoppage time, which obviously made Fabian Hürzeler a bit angry at the end of that first half.
yeah, but he's been great. He really has. He's been running forward. He's been the attacking threat that they need. But also, you might not always notice it, but it's the hard work and the doubling up that he's doing with his right back to get back and help with Sancho and Cucurella and even Nkunku sometimes. He does so well on that defensive work, but he's got bundles of energy, and he's the attacking threat down this right.
And you touched on it already, but it was a good response from Brighton, wasn't it? Given, as we've talked about ahead of kick-off, that absolute thrashing at Forest last weekend and the mistake from Bart Verbruggen in the opening minutes of the match. They didn't let their heads drop, which I suppose will be something that Fabian Hürzeler will be really pleased on and ask his players to build on in the second half.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. It's a really difficult place to be mentally. You've just been 7-0, and then you lost again the week before 1-0. So when you're going behind after the first few minutes, you're thinking, this is going to be a really long day. But they did the basics right. They got on the ball, they passed it around, they settled themselves, and they've got players in the team that the cross on this right-hand side, the good run from Rutter, the really good finish. But then after that, they grow in confidence, and it is a team that can do this. We've seen them do this to, they did it to Man United. They do it to so many teams. It was a bit of a shock to see them get the 7 from Forest. So they have a great squad of players, and it's only a matter of time before it all clicks, and it did in that first half after the goal.
Matt Lee, thank you for the time being. Go get coffee, go get warm at half time. It is 1-1 between Brighton and Chelsea. Then first half stoppage time as well, by the way, in the Madrid derby, which is the late game in La Liga. Atletico Madrid have the lead. Julian Alvarez with a spot kicker penalty in the 35th minute, giving Atletico Madrid the lead at Real Madrid. They're just coming up to half-time in that game. We've got the second half of Brighton against Chelsea to come. More reaction as well from the 9 other ties in the fourth round of the FA Cup today. Also more reaction from Twickenham, England's last-minute win over France in the Men's Six Nations. A thrilling finish, that one. That's after the latest BBC News with Richard Foster.
The voice of the UK.
And the home of the Six Nations.
This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
The Health Minister Andrew Gwynn has apologised for what he describes as badly misjudged WhatsApp messages after he was sacked by Sir Keir Starmer. He's also been suspended from the Labour Party while an investigation is carried out into what happened. Here's our political correspondent, Layla Nathu.
The Labour Party says it's going to be investigating these comments made in this WhatsApp group. It says swift action will be taken if individuals are found to have breached the high standards expected of them. So I think the party, Downing Street, are very keen to draw a line under this very quickly and take this action.
A march has been held in Sheffield in memory of a 15-year-old boy who was fatally stabbed while at school in the city on Monday. A 15-year-old boy has been charged with the murder of Harvey Wilgoose. The march was supported by an anti-knife crime charity. Doctors in Israel say the 3 hostages released by Hamas from Gaza this morning are severely malnourished. They were released in exchange for 183 Palestinians who were being held in Israeli jails. The hostages were paraded on stage before being handed to the Red Cross. Fawaz Gerges is a professor of international relations at the London School of Economics.
What Hamas really was trying to do was a show of strength. Is telling the world that it controls Gaza militarily and politically, despite the fact that it's been weakened. And it said the Palestinian people in Gaza and Hamas are unified.
The son of a Scottish woman who was found dead with her husband in France says his family are mourning their loss. Dawn Sell's son is the Hollyoaks and Netflix actor Callum Kerr. He's issued a statement on social media on behalf of the couple's 4 shared children. The 4 British families who are suing TikTok over the deaths of their children say the tech giant has no compassion. They've spoken to Sunday with Laura Koonsberg and say they're taking the company to court to try to find out about the truth about what happened to their kids. They think the children died after taking part in viral challenge videos. And Lithuania, Latvia and Estonia have all disconnected their power grids from Russia and Belarus. They'll join the EU's power network tomorrow in a switch that's been accelerated after Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
On BBC iPlayer,
I live for this feeling.
Oh, yes!
Stacey Solomon and the team are back.
It is full to the brim.
It's a wall of stuff.
Helping families clear their clutter.
Dessert spoons, teaspoons, tablespoons.
Who has a dessert spoon? How did you even get all of this in there?
And making life a little better.
Wow. How good is this?
It's literally changed the dynamics of our family.
Brand new Sort Your Life Out.
This is life-changing for every single one of them.
Starts Tuesday on BBC iPlayer.
This is 5 Live Sport.
With Maz Faruqi.
Listen on BBC Sounds.
It is 1-1 between Brighton and Chelsea, and our late commentary from the fourth round of the FA Cup here on 5 Live Sport. Half-time in that game. We'll be back for second half commentary shortly. Let's talk Six Nations, though. That thrilling win for England, their first of this year's tournament, beating France 26-25 earlier at Twickenham. A converted Elliot Daly try in the 80th minute, snatching the bonus point victory. Here's another one of England's try scorers, Finn Baxter, with our correspondent Chris Jones.
Finn, not a bad time for your first try for England?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And I mean, we've worked so hard, not just the last 3 weeks, but every time we come in and to come on the right side of a result like that is a bloody good feeling.
Yeah, you mentioned how good a feeling is. Has it been difficult knowing you're there and you've got the self-confidence, but also you keep losing tight games? It's got to affect a bit of belief in some shape or form.
We came into this as we do with every game. We have our plan. We have our plan to win, and we stuck to that well today, but yet not 100%, not perfect. And those little margins went our way today, and we stuck in it, and we didn't give up, and that's what we're about.
And you would have been aware of all the chat around the bench and making an impact. Did that put a bit of pressure on you guys as replacements to really come on and win the game as you did?
Whenever I'm on the bench, every game is the same. I want to come on and make an impact, and my first impact today wasn't very good. But I try and keep level, and we're trying to stick to that plan and bring energy on and make that little difference to the lads who started.
I know we've spoken before about how quick your ascent has been. 1 minute you're playing for Quins, next minute you're on tour in New Zealand winning your first cap. When you come on, you lose a scrum penalty like you did. Easy to let your head drop. You didn't do that. You then made a mess of their scrum. You got your try. That's got to be massive going forward for you personally.
Yeah, and yeah, as you said, I'm still pretty new to all this, and I'm trying to learn every day and taking every session as a World Cup final. I want to put my mark on it, and I'm getting there. But again, by no means am I near perfect, and that's what just striving step by step, and today was a nice step forward.
Yeah, nice step forward to put it lightly. And when you see the celebrations and you getting over in the change room after this and enjoy it, you know what it's like to have a big win at this place against a really big team. Going to want more of them going forward, I imagine.
Yeah, many more.
Good man, thanks Finn.
Thank you.
Well, smiles all round for Finn Baxter and England. Not so for Wales, who lost 22-15 earlier to Italy in Rome. That means it's 14 defeats in a row in Test matches for Warren Gatland's side. And it sees Wales drop as well to the lowest ever position in the world rankings, down to 12th. Here is the Wales head coach.
Very frustrating from our point of view. As a watch, probably shot ourselves in the foot in terms of the penalty count being 14-4. I know we got a few at the end, and missed a couple of opportunities that we created and didn't finish off. So it was very frustrating.
Given that the two things you asked for in the week were accuracy and discipline, and you've cited both of those just then as the reasons for your undoing, is it a messaging issue?
Well, I don't know. I think we've been pretty clear on the messaging and stuff with the players, but when you look back in some of the replays and just think it's a couple of soft penalties that were given away, a couple of kick chases where we were high, offside, a couple of breakdowns and stuff. So yeah, and probably a scrum wasn't as effective as it needed to be in the first half as well. So but then we created a few opportunities as well, and a bit unlucky in terms of Josh Adams had a couple of chances, and so look, it's very disappointing.
Well, there's plenty more reaction to both those matches on the Rugby Union Weekly pod. That has just dropped. You can get that from wherever you find your podcast. We've got full match commentary of Scotland against Ireland from 3 as well tomorrow on 5 Live Sport, live from Murrayfield. Well, earlier here on 5 Live Sport, we brought you full match commentary of Birmingham 2, Newcastle 3 from St Andrews. Joe Willett scored twice. His goals coming, of course, a week after the club contacted police after he received racist abuse on Twitter.
Yeah, credit to Birmingham. I feel like the atmosphere they created was amazing. The show they put on before the game, and their fans were really loud. So credit to them. It was a hard place to come, but I think we just want to continue building momentum after the big game we had a few days ago. So we're delighted and we're looking to push on.
What does it mean for you to start and to score? You've maybe given the manager a bit of a nudge today.
I think I just need to keep focusing on myself. It's been quite hard for me this season. So I'm delighted for the team, the boys that are playing every week in, week out. But as a player, you always want to play. So hopefully I can continue pushing on from this moment and sort of continue to get back to the best version of myself.
And has it been a difficult week for you? Obviously, we've all seen the abuse on social media from last week. Has it been tough for you?
Yeah, definitely. But when you have a good family around you, when you have teammates that are like your family, when you have a manager that you can speak to about anything, it makes it so much easier. The day after, straight away, the manager we had a meeting in his office and stuff, and he gave me comfort, and we spoke about it, and that's something that I just have so much. That's why I have so much respect for this manager and this team, and I want to give them everything for this badge, because they've helped me through the hardest of times.
Well, Joe Willett's first goal was controversial. It was adjudged to be over the line, but there's no goal line technology or VAR to make sure in the fourth round of the FA Cup. Here's the Birmingham boss, Chris Davies.
I'm proud of the players. Always, you never want to lose a game. There's always that. But I'm proud of the club, really, if anything, because I think it was an occasion for not just the players, the fans, the whole club. And we stood up and we showed what we are and where we're going. And I'm proud of everyone.
It's difficult, isn't it, with no goal line technology? But have you managed to see it back again and see? I mean, it looked unbelievably close, didn't it?
Haven't seen it, but everyone's saying that it's not conclusive, and therefore it's pretty much a 50-50, and it's a 50-50 that's gone against us. So you'd have to say that's harsh, but what can you do? It happens.
Well, our 3 o'clock commentary was Wigan against Fulham, which finished 2-1 to the Premier League side. And after the match, the Wigan boss, Sean Maloney, spoke to the BBC's Gary Flintoff.
Well, Sean, clearly disappointed to go out of the competition, but would it be fair to say that we saw the best of Wigan the longer the game went on?
Yeah, definitely. I think the way the first half transpired, they had a lot of possession. We didn't quite get it right, that one moment we conceded on the left. And then really the second half, fairness to the players, we changed how we pressed and they went for it. And I thought the players were brilliant. It's a really difficult one in the dressing room because obviously there's a pride in terms of going toe-to-toe with Fulham. And then probably a disappointment that we actually did get beat. So I thought we were that good second half.
Absolutely cracking equaliser as well.
Yeah, Johnny has that. He has got that sort of skill. He's done that before this season and last. So he's a talented guy. I'd like him to score some simpler goals at times and more. But Johnny's doing really well. He signed his new contract yesterday. And at that moment, actually, even when it went to 2-1, I still felt we definitely had a chance to get back into that game. Yeah.
Well, it feels hours ago now, 11 hours ago, in fact, we brought you our first commentary here on 5 Live. A moment in that match that will live long in the memories of Leyton Orient fans. Midfielder Jamie Donnelly lobbing Manchester City's Stefan Ortega from 50 yards. His strike hit the crossbar and then went in off the goalkeeper. It was credited as an Ortega own goal, but it was all about the vision of Donnelly in the build-up. Despite that goal, though, the Premier League side came from behind to win 2-1. Here is the City boss, Pep Guardiola.
I love the FA Cup, I love these crowds, I love these vibes. That's why this is the most exciting competition, especially in this country. But it just congratulate the incredible goal, incredible kick and so quality. And the moment the ball was flying, I said, oh, so it's going to do something special. Congratulate for the guy who make it proud. it was a really good man, entertaining game like it's FA Cup. So, and in the situation that we are, happy to continue this competition.
So Manchester City into the 5th round of the FA Cup, as are Millwall, Fulham, Burnley, Preston North End, Ipswich Town, Bournemouth, Cardiff City, Newcastle. Will it be Brighton or Chelsea who will join them today, this Saturday? Let's head back to the Amex and join Matt Jarvis alongside Lee Blake.
Thank you, Maz. Half-time change for the home team. We said during the first half it looked like Lewis Dunk's race was run. He lasted till half-time, but during the interval, Matt Jarvis is being replaced by Adam Webster, who very nearly came on during the first half, to be fair.
Yeah, exactly that. And we were privy to it. You see him warming up at half-time, and you see him with the fitness coach running inside. So we sort of had a heads up that we thought it was going to happen. But again, experienced player, knows what this team's all about, so it's sort of a straight swap.
Cole Palmer gets us started at the beginning of the second half. Brighton 1, Chelsea 1. 4 minutes past 9 on a Saturday night. 5 Live and BBC Sounds on FA Cup 4th round weekend. So that one change then, Webster replacing Dunk for Brighton during the interval. No Chelsea changes made by Enzo Maresca as Chelsea attack the end in this second half, where their travelling supporters are housed, and it's a packed away end as well, who made a right old racket when the opener went in down the other end after just 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's not too far for them to travel, but it's a really important game for them as well, really. You know, what an opportunity to get a cup run going, to get through to the next round, and obviously they find themselves playing each other again here at the weekend.
Yep, this game in the Premier League, 8 o'clock kickoff on Friday night. Updates of that into 5 Live Sport with Darren Fletcher next Friday. Here, Gusto has the ball for Chelsea. They're kicking from left to right. Brighton, therefore, obviously kicking from right to left. It's the only real direction that they can kick in. And Chelsea are kicking the opposite way. Here's Toshin on the edge of the centre circle. I'll run through the 2 lineups for you in just a second. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. A minute gone in the second half. Palmer, who was instrumental in the build-up to that first goal, definitely a Verbruggen own goal. Even the most selfish of strikers could not claim that. Verbruggen, if you've not heard it or seen it yet, just throwing the ball straight into his own net at his near post. As Brighton come on the attack down the left, this near side as we look at things. Matoma running at Gusto, forced to check, goes back to Tariq Lamptey. Here's Webster getting his first serious touch, replacing Dunk at the heart of the back four, and Van Hecke is forced to go all the way back to Verbruggen. So it's Verbruggen in goal for the home team. Veltman, Van Hecke, Webster and Lamptey the back four. As Brighton play out from the back, goalkeeper is very, very calm. They're playing the ball across their back four here, taking a few unnecessary risks. The 2 sitting in the midfield are Belieber and Hinchelwood. Then it's Minte, who's been excellent, as Maz was saying at half-time. Rutter and Matoma behind Welbeck. Ball forwards by Brighton looking for Lamptey. Chelsea intercept, and the ball goes all the way back to Robert Sanchez, who's had a fairly quiet night in the Chelsea goal so far.
And they would like to keep it that way, I'm pretty sure. But it's Brighton that they seem to they started this second half well. They're getting the ball, playing it around. Yes, taking some chances at the back. And Palmer, put his hands on his head because he thought he was good. He read that one, but they got away with it. But it's just that end product, that last pass that they have to get fine margins, and that's where they've let themselves down today.
I've heard Alistair Bruce Ball, when he's been commentated here so many times, at the start of second halves of matches say you lose sight of the game at the start of the second half, because where we are sitting, the fans return to their seats right in front of us, and that's the stage of this game we're at now. Fortunately, the ball's away to our right with Gusto for Chelsea, edge of the area, low ball in, cleared away by Brighton, pieces picked up by Caicedo, flicks the ball back out to the right, edge of the penalty area with the 27 wearing Gusto once more. Neto might fancy a shot here, lining it up on his left foot. Good block going in by Brighton as Neto tried to shoot through the crowd. Brighton able to clear over halfway, and the game has been stopped because Hinchelwood, who made the block, has just had the wind taken very much out of him there.
Wow, brilliant strike from Neto, cutting in on that right hand side. He's unloaded. That was a fierce strike, and he's taken, to be fair to him, he has taken it right in the middle of the chest. He's done extremely well for his team, and he's going to need a little bit of time, because that was a really good block.
That is one of those. A good mate of mine, Nathan Heaney's in action in the boxing tonight in Manchester. That's the kind of blow that a boxer would be taking there. That was some hit, wasn't it? Blimey.
Yeah, Neto would be gutted, because that is such a good striker goal. That's going to cause goalkeeper all sorts.
He's fine. He's a warrior. He's back on his feet. Hinchelwood, as the ball goes all the way through down the other end to Robert Sanchez. So the Chelsea team, Sanchez in goal, Gusto, Toshin Adarabioyo, Chalobah and Cucurella the back four, as Chelsea play out from the back this time. Nonchalant little turn there by Toshin, plays the ball to Nkunku, who's currently in the midfield. I'll continue with that lineup in just a second. Chelsea have it with Gusto, he's challenged, ball goes out for a Brighton throw. So the two sitting in the midfield, Dewsbury Hall and Caicedo, then Neto, Palmer and Sancho behind Nkunku. Throw in Brighton, this time level with the edge of the area. Lamptey takes it and receives it back. He's got four Chelsea players to try and weave in between. Tried his best. Gusto intercepts, prevents the corner and puts the ball out for a throw in by the corner flag in Brighton's favour. 1-1. 50 minutes of the game gone here at the Amex. The final of 4 FA Cup fourth round Saturday commentaries for you on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. 2 more tomorrow. 1 on Monday. And then we've got Exeter Forest Tuesday night on Sports Extra, as Manchester City against Real Madrid in the Champions League takes centre stage here on 5 Live. That at the Etihad should be an absolute cracker. Long ball down the right by Brighton. Minte will give chase. Chalobah sees the ball behind. A much calmer start to the second half in comparison to the first, mate.
Yeah, definitely. But I think both coaches will be, they'll be happy with the starts, because they've both had a spell of possession. They're both trying to play their passing styles. They've taken a few chances at the back, but they're all trying to play that nice, pretty football. But there's just that end product, just that last pass or that last cross, just hasn't been there.
Brighton win it back in the midfield. It's with Hinchelwood. Rutter takes over. He got the Brighton equaliser. He's got it 25 yards out on his left foot here. Moves it to the left. Matoma tries to get the ball from out of his feet. Keeps it moving to the right. Minte will take over, edge of the area. Cucurella snapping at his heels. Does enough, Cucurella, and then clears via Dewsbury Hall with a 1-2. Ball goes out for a Chelsea throw, level with the edge of the centre circle. Good defensive work by Cucurella and Dewsbury Hall.
Yeah, they have to, though. They have to do that, this Chelsea side, because Brighton is dominant down that right hand side, as we mentioned with Minte. He's that one that he's trying to make something happen. He's trying to do something on that attacking third, and they have to be defensive minded, these Chelsea players.
If you're tuning in looking for 606, obviously not on tonight, with it being such a busy day of live sport on 5 Live. Robbie and Chris will be back tomorrow following the Aston Villa Tottenham commentary. That one's a 5:35 kickoff. Before that, at 12:30, we've got Blackburn Wolves, and sandwiched in the middle of that, Scotland Ireland in the final Six Nations game of the weekend. All to come tomorrow with Steve Crossman, who's on air from midday. Chelsea have the ball inside their own half at the moment. More fans. I'll tell you what, we're 7.5 minutes into the second half here. We've got more fans. Just the hospitality must be excellent. That's all I can say. Must be superb here at Brighton. As Chelsea try and play out from the back, Caicedo very nearly in trouble there, because he got Hinchelwood right behind him. Got a shout. Was able to play the ball clear to the left back area, and Chelsea in no hurry to get the ball downfield. Mentioning the live sport on 5 Live tomorrow, the big one at night, Super Bowl 59, live from New Orleans. The Kansas City Chiefs looking to make it 3 in a row up against the Philadelphia Eagles. Coverage on 5 Live and BBC Sounds for 11. Chelsea on the attack, down the right. Gusto receives the ball, forced to check, edge of the penalty area, goes back to Caicedo in the midfield. Palmer just next to him. Back to Caicedo again. Brighton very, very organised tonight, far more organised than they were 7 days ago at the City Ground. But here, their home form has not been great. No wins in their last 5 here at the Amex, Brighton. 3 draws and 2 defeats. Their last win here was actually the 2-1 win against Manchester City, which was all the way back on November the 9th. Still, though, managing to keep at 10th in the Premier League at the moment. Here comes Neto in the FA Cup for Chelsea. Couple of step overs, right side of the penalty area. Back to Gusto, might fancy a shot. Instead tees up Caicedo. He keeps it moving to his left. Chalobah forwards from the back. Patient Chelsea build up here, as Enzo Maresca watches on this near side with his arms folded. Maresca, the Chelsea manager. Neto works it from his left foot, onto his right, takes it to the byline. It's a deep cross, too deep, that I think is going to go out for a throw over on the far side. Minte can't take any chances though, and eventually clears up towards Welbeck, who's had a quiet game so far. He shuffles the ball short, and Ruta will pick out Matoma. Ruta was caught there, but the referee plays the advantage. Matoma to the edge of the area left side, sends it across towards the back post, and it couldn't be caught by Minte. Goes all the way through for a Chelsea goal kick, but that was an excellent Brighton counter, and good refereeing too by referee Gillett, who played a good advantage when Ruta was fouled in the midfield.
Yeah, but they've had to defend a lot there, Brighton, in their shape. They've done it so well, because Chelsea were trying to get through the gaps, but they kept so compact, and then it was their chance to break. And as you say, the referees played a good part there to let the game flow, but Matoma's the one. He's on this left-hand side, tries to find Minte at the far post, but just overruns it. But really well worked for Brighton, because they're back in shape. There's no way through. The Chelsea fans, you could hear moans and groans from them as well, because they just can't seem to find a place, and the Brighton players were getting back into shape, making sure that they can't get through them.
1-1, Toshin for Chelsea, absolutely furious there as he tried to play out from the back, but such was the quality of the Brighton press, he had nothing on, and was absolutely lambasting a couple of his teammates for not giving him enough movement. Ball goes all the way down the other end of the field to Bart Verbruggen in the Brighton goal. So Brighton 1, Chelsea 1, 10 minutes gone in the second half. We said a few moments ago, much quieter start to this second period of play in comparison to the first, because both goals in this game came in the opening 12 minutes. And as things stand, we are of course going to extra time. No replays in the fourth round. Brighton messing around on the edge of their own penalty area here with Beliebert as well. Turns the full 360 and finds himself a little bit of space. He goes long to the right. Can Minte keep the ball in play? Yes, he can. Cucurella with him. This is a good Brighton move. Ball played in field. Crossed in by Veltman. Comes off a Chelsea head. Still not cleared. Ball loose in the penalty area. Whacked downfield eventually. Avid style, Peter Kay in that old advert, by Shalabar, who is taking no message whatsoever.
Listen to the crowd now. They're starting to get, as I mentioned about defensively sound, but they're finding the gaps, they're finding the attacking threat now.
I do love it when you see a proper defensive clearance like that, because we all debate week in, week out about whether there's any use in playing out from the back at all and trying to be like Pep Guardiola in Manchester City. That was a proper old school clearance. As Brighton works the ball to the left to Karu Matoma, a little bit of space as he runs at gusto. Matoma with the ball on his right foot, tees up Lamptey on the edge of the area, shot blocked, ball still not completely cleared, over the top, here's Matoma, he's onside! Brilliant move with Karu Matoma at the end of it. He started it, he finished it, and Brighton, from one down in the FA Cup fourth round, lead Chelsea by 2-1.
Well, we said they were getting back into this game, they were defending so well, but it's the attacking threat. Matoma, he's done so well to start with on this left-hand side, cutting in. He set up Lamptey, who got his shot blocked, and there was a ricochet on the edge of the box, which then got squared to Matoma on this left-hand side, just inside the box. And that's where he uses his composure with his chest to bring the ball down, and then it's him and Sanchez. Keeper's come running out, and he's guided it with his right foot into the far corner. But he's got a bit of luck here. It's been a bit of pinball on the edge of the box, but it plays to him and he controls it and flicks it over Sanchez beautifully. And Brighton are in front.
From one down after 5 minutes, they've completely turned this game on its head, the home team here, leading by 2-1, searching, as I said a few moments ago, for their first home win since November the 9th. Calm, cool and collected by Matoma, who, as I said in the commentary there, was excellent at the start of that move, and he showed great vision to pick up the ball as it came over the top, over his shoulder. Great finish. Cucurella sliding in at the back post, tried to clear it, couldn't quite get there. Sanchez caught in no man's land, and the smile from Matoma as he ran away and punched the air in celebration is a sight to behold. That's the photo of this game if Brighton can hold on to this 2-1 scoreline.
Yeah, it's been a really good second half start for them. Considering the first half, this is an excellent, and you can feel it now with the crowd, the players, everyone. They're winning second balls. You can hear the crowd now. With every time they get a good challenge in or going forward, they're up on their feet, and they've played this game really well.
Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. Brighton at the moment in the draw for the FA Cup 5th round. Still a long way to go. Enzo Maresca still looks calm, wearing all black on this near side, hands in his pockets. Ball's high on halfway, headed forwards by Gusto for Chelsea. Couldn't quite pick out Caicedo, and Brighton win it back in the midfield. One more Brighton goal, and they will be in dreamland. 2-1 at the moment. Lamptey's making a run down the left. If a teammate can pick him out, they can't that time. In fact, Brighton lose it in the midfield, and here come Chelsea with Palmer. Through ball looking for Nkunku. Palmer looks at Nkunku and says, what kind of run was that? The two of them on completely different pages. Goal kick Brighton.
Yeah, it was actually the wrong pass. It's the only time I'll probably say this about Palmer. He's actually made the wrong choice. Neto was the choice on this right-hand side, because Lamptey's made an excellent run forward, who should have been played through but wasn't, and then they lose it, and Neto's in loads of space on this right-hand side, and Palmer chose to go the other way, and it's not been... it goes out for a goal kick. It was a big waste of opportunity there.
Brighton FA Cup finalists back in 1983 drew 2-2 with Manchester United before losing the replay 4-0. At the moment they're on their way to the 5th round. They're on the attack here. Minte with the cross, headed behind for a corner by Chelsea defender Trevor Chalobah. And listen to the noise this Saturday night inside the Amex here on the South Coast.
It's lively now, very lively. Minte, he's the one that on that right hand side, he seems to get a lot of joy, and he's one-on-one with Cucurella in that left back position, but he seems to just want to try and fade that cross into the box, and it keeps getting cut out. I think for me, he's got to cut inside and have a shot. It's on his preferred left foot, and Cucurella's backing into the box. He should go and attack him.
Game on here. Minte with the Brighton corner, swings it in, looking for the head of Welbeck at the back post. He was always stretching, he was always craning his neck. It goes high and wide and behind for a Chelsea goal kick. But that's another Brighton chance, a half chance that time. It was asking a lot of Welbeck, the speed at which it came at him too.
Yeah, it was, but it was a mismatch. It's him and Neto, at the back post, and Neto's not even looking at the ball. He's facing Welbeck, but the ball was coming in at some pace, and it was a difficult angle, so I let him off a little bit.
61 gone here at the Amex. Brighton leading Chelsea in the FA Cup 4th round by 2-1. Still a long way to go. We were heading for extra time. At the moment, Brighton are going to knock Chelsea, the 8 times winners of this competition, out in round 4. Brighton go all the way back to Verbruggen, and as things stand, Bart Verbruggen, given the start that he made with that error, will be the most relieved man on the entire south coast of England, I would think.
He'll be thanking his teammates for sure at the end of this game if it stays like this.
Chelsea on the attack though, still a long way to go as we say. Gusto picks out Neto, edge of the area right side. Gusto with the ball on his left foot here, tees up Cole Palmer dead centre 25 yards out. Caicedo will take over. 2-1 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Chalobah gives it to Toshin Adarabioyo. The two centre halves high inside the Brighton half here as the visitors search for an equaliser. Neto with the cross, digs it out, it's deep, it's very deep, and it's going to go all the way behind into the away end for a goal kick. What have you seen, Matt Jarvis? Madueke warming up.
No, Enzo, I think he's come on for Chelsea in the...
as that goal...
when the goal celebrations were on, we couldn't see anything because everyone was standing in front of us was up. So we were looking at the screens to see what was going on. But Enzo's come on in that middle of the pitch.
He has, and he's replaced Kiernan Dewsbury Hall. So we missed that with all the celebrations in front of us. I said earlier, you can't see this near side if anything happens because everybody stands. So substitution made immediately after the goal. Enzo Fernandez comes on to replace Kiernan Dewsbury Hall, whose career at Chelsea, Dewsbury Hall, since he left Leicester, has yet to really get started.
Yeah, it's such a disappointment for him because he's a really good player, but I think when you look at it and you think, is he really going to get that much game time here? When he plays, he's got to dominate. And I'm not saying he done well in the game. He's comfortable on the ball. He's got forward well, but whenever there's a situation, the manager's got to make a decision, and you're the first person off, and it's not a nice place to be.
Good teamwork here at the Amex tonight, a combination of Rob, our engineer, and Matt spotting that substitution. So Enzo Fernandez on, Kiernan Dewsbury Hall makes way. We played 64 minutes here, Brighton still leading 2-1 as Gusto comes forwards for the visitors, just looking at Enzo Maresca on this near side, looking to see if he's getting ready to make any more changes, but just that one at the moment. Noni Madueke available from the bench too, lots of youngsters on there. Late challenge that time by Belieber in the midfield on Enzo Fernandez, and it will be a Chelsea free kick on the edge of the centre circle. Chelsea fans still believe.
Yeah, well, they need to change something, because the problem what they're having is they're getting lots of possession. Brighton are getting back in really good shape, but they're just going left and back and left and right, and they're not being able to penetrate anything. And it's the wide areas that they need to get the ball. And Neto this side, him and Lamptey are having a really good battle, because both of them are quick, both of them are dominate on their own side, but it's the other side with Sancho.
Chelsea on the attack, ball played into Fernandez, pulls the ball back, cleared away, no nonsense that time by Webster. Cucurella gets on the end of the clearance, Chalobah has it back for Chelsea as they continue to come forwards, searching for an equaliser to keep them in this year's FA Cup. Here's Malo Gusto, moves it to the right this time, Pedro Neto, who's had an excellent game for the most part, wide on the Chelsea right. Neto peels in field. And here's Chalobah once more. Brighton look like they're getting ready to make a change. Fabian Herzl has just turned to the bench down below us. A few people have been warming up for the last 10 minutes or so. Neto to Gusto, edge of the area, looks to put in a cross, but Brighton really well organised, difficult to break down at the moment. Chelsea fans trying to suck the ball into the back of the net behind Verbruggen's goal, with their team trailing here at the Amex by 2-1. 65 minutes gone. Chelsea working from right to left. Cucurella's over there, 3 for company, needs some support, gets some that time from Jadon Sancho, and now here's Moises Caicedo in the Chelsea midfield. Fourth official standing by as Brighton do indeed get ready to bring on Diego Gomez. Here's Palmer, and now Cucurella. All on the Chelsea left with Sancho. Cross goes in, headed away well by Lamptey to the edge of the area, still not completely cleared. Toshin will pump it back forwards, but loses it, and Brighton look to hit Chelsea on the counter, stopped on the edge of the centre circle, and Chelsea will come forwards again. Good ball by Caicedo, picks out Sancho, left side of the penalty area, tees up Fernandez with a dipping shot over the crossbar.
Well, that's a chance for Fernandez there. He's on his left foot, but really he should be hitting the target. He's inside the box. He gets a nice little pass inside from Sancho. He has the touch, and then it's almost like a lazy swing with his foot. He's not got no power into it. Brighton are defending so well though. The numbers they're getting back, everyone is inside their own half. Everyone's working hard to make sure that there's nothing that can get through them.
That's the end of Jack Hinshelwood's game. He's going to make way in the 67th minute for Diego Gomez, who joined for £11 million from Inter Miami last month. 2 substitute appearances for Brighton and Hove Albion so far, make this 3. As he comes on with a quarter of this game to go, and his new side, this side of the Atlantic, leading Chelsea by 2-1. Gomez runs on, points both index fingers to the night sky. What kind of impact can he have? Because since Brighton went ahead, they have been very much under the cosh. They go long here, Brighton, from the back, looking for Matoma. Ball drops for Welbeck, just down beneath where we are here. Gomez gets involved straight away, heads it to his left. Lamptey brings it down. Ball played forwards. Nice flick by Welbeck to play in Lamptey, and that's late for Moises Caicedo. And then that's a foul on Rutter as well. It's going to be a yellow card for Caicedo, who was very, very late on Tariq Lamptey, and he's got the audacity to even protest towards the referee at the yellow.
Yeah, he's not happy at all, but it's not a good challenge. It's really good play by Brighton. Lamptey and Welbeck linking up there, and Lamptey gets taken right out by Caicedo, and it's not a good challenge. It is a yellow card. He's got nothing that he can shout at the referee about there. But it's frustration on his part. He can't, they can't do anything to this Brighton side at the moment. They're having so much possession, but they can't penetrate. They can't get in between the lines because this Brighton team are so well coordinate, they're so well compact, and the only way they can go is outside, and it's becoming a real frustration for this Chelsea side.
To be fair to Jared Gillett, he tried to play the advantage there as well. He's played a few good advantages in this game. That was asking a little bit too much though. Yellow card shown to Caicedo. Free kick taken by Minte, swung in towards the 6 yards area, headed up into the air by Chelsea, not cleared. Sanchez punches and gets it to the edge of the area. Palmer will take over, sweeps it forwards first time, didn't look to see where Sancho was and sold him 2 or 3 yards short.
Oh, that's very unlike him. I know I mentioned it was only once, but that's twice now. You don't expect that from Palmer in them good situations.
Gomez with the ball over the top. Minte left side of the area, takes it to the byline, cross blocked, ball spins behind for another Brighton corner as Noni Madueke gets ready to come on for Chelsea down below us, getting a final few words from Enzo Maresca, who's standing with his hands in his pockets. I don't think Madueke is going to come on before this corner gets taken though, Matt.
No, there's not many managers that make substitutions when it's a corner against. I've been in that situation before where you're desperate to come on and then it's a corner and they say, oh no, wait, I don't want you to come on just yet.
They're going to bring on Tyreek George as well, who's getting a talking to from Enzo Maresca in front of us. But first, Chelsea with some defending to do from this corner, to be taken by Tariq Lamptey. There's a little bit of argy-bargy inside the 6 yards area, so the corner's going to be delayed here. Jared Gillett's moving forwards. Who's gone down on the line there? There's a little bit of nonsense involving Sanchez, the goalkeeper, and Joel Veltman. And the referee is having a word with Enzo Fernandez for some reason. It all seems much ado about nothing, to be honest with you. It's just delaying this corner, which Lamptey is going to take as soon as he's adjusted his socks so that they're just perfect.
It's frustration, that's what it is. They're finding it really difficult to do anything at this moment in time.
So Tyreek George and Noni Madueke get ready as the corner is swung in, headed away by Palmer to the edge of the area. Matoma with the first time shot, daisy cutter. Goalkeeper initially fumbled it, Sanchez, gathered it at the second time of asking, nobody was quick enough with the pounce.
Yeah, he's done well to keep the ball down. It's one of them that the ball comes up in the air and he's kept his eyes focused on it and he's hit it, but it's one of them that is bobbled into the keeper, which makes it actually really difficult. And he's grabbed it on the first time and it's popped out, and he's managed to clear it up the second time, no problem.
2-1, Brighton lead here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds with 19 minutes to go plus stoppage time. If Chelsea can find an equaliser, we will of course go to extra time, so it'll be a later start for Stephen Nolan. We'll be with you right until the end of this game, even if penalties are needed. Maz Faruqi presenting things until the very end this Saturday night here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Chelsea work the ball to the right to Pedro Neto, takes it to the byline, digs out a low cross. Can he pick out a teammate? He can. Jadon Sancho's in there, but wanted too much time. Ball comes off a Brighton player. They wanted to pass back the Chelsea supporters as it was picked up by Verbruggen, and it was never going to happen.
No, it's never going to happen. But again, that battle between Neto and Lamptey, it's their Neto that wins this time. He goes down the line on his right hand side, cuts the ball back, and Sancho, and it's just them final touches, this Chelsea team, they're not being able to do it. Sancho in that position, he's usually so cool, calm and composed. He would have had a touch and got his shot away. He wasn't able to get it under control, and then Brighton get back again like they have done this whole second half.
Brighton are going to bring on Yassine Ayari during the next break in play. Joao Pedro getting stripped off down beneath us as well. Ball live on the pitch at the moment on the edge of the centre circle. Just after 9:30 on a Saturday night, 17.5 minutes to go plus stoppage time. So both managers lining up a double change during the next break in play here at the Amex. So much live sport coming your way on 5 Live, Sports Extra, BBC Sounds and the BBC Sport website over the next few days. Champions League back on Tuesday with John Murray, the small matter of Manchester City against Real Madrid at the Etihad. That should be a cracker. Also on Tuesday on Sports Extra, we'll have the final game of the FA Cup 4th round, Exeter City against Nottingham Forest. Doncaster Palace is the Monday night game. Steve Crossman presenting live from Doncaster. Clinton Morrison and Chris Coles with the commentary on Monday night. And then we've got 2 games tomorrow with Steve presenting again from midday. Blackburn Wolves at 12:30 and Villa Tottenham at 5:35. Chelsea with the ball over the top. Palmer on the stretch trying to get on the end of it. Ball over the top from Cucurella. It was asking a lot from Palmer and he missed the target as Chelsea now do make this double change. Jadon Sancho is going to come off He's going to be replaced by Tyreek George, who's been with Chelsea since he was in the under-8s. And Noni Madueke is going to come on as well. Pedro Neto, the man to make way, which will disappoint you, Matt Jarvis, because you've been enjoying his performance tonight.
Yeah, well, he's been their main threat. Sancho's been quiet tonight. You know, Veltman's been on a yellow card since the first half, and he hasn't been able to get that opportunity really to take him on. He's turned back too many times, and that's probably why he's been made that substitution. But Madueke, he's a different problem for Lamptey now. It's a very different player to Neto, but still that left-footed wants to come onto that strongest side, onto Lamptey's stronger side on his right. But I'm really interested to see how Tyreek George does on that other side. As you mentioned, he's been at the club for such a long time, but now it's a real opportunity for him to go and try and get himself into this team, because Sancho's not lighting the team up at the moment, so there's an opportunity to get in on that side.
So João Pedro comes on as well for Brighton here. So to confirm the double changes, Ruta and Baliba have gone off for Brighton to be replaced by João Pedro and Yashin Ayari. Chelsea taking off Pedro Neto and Jadon Sancho and replacing them with Tyreek George and Noni Madueke. As Matt was just hinting at a few moments ago there, Tyreek George, he's been with Chelsea since the under-8s, plays predominantly on the left wing, can also play as an attacking midfielder, made his men's first team debut earlier this season. As Brighton try and play out from the back, just for a second, I paused because I thought Lamptey had turned into a little bit of trouble. Does well to clear, having turned the full 360. Ball brought down by João Pedro inside his own half at the moment. Gusto tries to intercept, does well, but runs into too much traffic. Both managers want a free kick. Referee happy for play to continue as João Pedro moves over halfway down the left. Ball invites the run of Welbeck. We've got 15 minutes to go plus stoppage time here on 5 Live. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. Matoma 1-2 with Pedro. Goes back to Diego Gomez, another player who's come on as a second half substitute for Brighton. His third substitute appearance since joining from Inter Miami last month. Here's Lamptey in the left-back area. Brighton, since taking that 2-1 lead, we mentioned it a few moments ago, have been under the cosh, but they've been handling the pressure really well as they come forwards here, trying to mount a rare attack since that 2-1 lead was taken. João Pedro's ball into the area, went straight to a Chelsea defender, so it's cleared, and now Madueke, that's a dodgy looking back pass towards his own goalkeeper Sanchez. Sanchez's clearance leaves a little bit to be desired too, but he somehow manages to reach Cole Palmer. Palmer gives it away, and Brighton have it back, much to the delight of the home supporters around us here at the Amex.
The Brighton substitutions that have come on, they've made a real impact straight away. Nothing's changed from the Brighton perspective. In fact, they've looked stronger going forward since the substitutions, but it's still that work ethic is the biggest part that you can see from these players.
Reaction to all of the day's FA Cup games will be available on the 5 Live Football Daily feed. As that's a good ball to pick out Matoma down the Brighton left, takes it to the byline, everybody on their feet in front of us. Matoma, edge of the area left side. João Pedro digs out a cross, blocked by Caicedo. That is a pull. Is that going to be a penalty here for Brighton? No, it's not. That was a pull on João Pedro, and he was lucky to get away with that time, the Chelsea right back Malo Gusto.
Yeah, he was. He's Pedro's done well because the ball's bounced just inside the box, and Gusto thinks he's going to get there first, but Pedro goes inside and confuses him and gets the opposite side, and there is a little tug. There is actually. Both hands were on him, and from this, I've only seen this angle once on the replay, but he definitely grabs hold of him and pulls him down.
I've just lip-read what Fabian Hürzeler was saying. You must be joking is the PC way of putting it, but he was not happy at all with that decision from referee Jared Gillett, who's had a largely good game tonight, in charge of this one. Ball goes back to Robert Sanchez. They get up a lot, the fans in front of you here, don't they? They keep getting up every couple of seconds, just obscuring our view. It's an absolute nightmare. Not that it's all about us or anything like that. It's very, very annoying, but they have brought us a pack of sweets to compensate for the fact that we keep getting blocked. That was a late challenge going in on Noni Madueke. That's going to be a free kick to Chelsea, edge of the Brighton area, as Webster protests his innocence. I don't think he's going to get away with anything there. He'll do well to get away without a booking.
Well, I don't know. He's actually... No, Madueke gets the ball first. The ball's bouncing in behind. Webster's running onto it. Madueke gets there first. It hits Madueke on the hip to go past him. But Webster gets the touch and it kicks it off him. And they've given him a free kick. I think that is harsh. No wonder Webster wanted to have a word with the lino, because it was the lino that gave it.
The way we're positioned, it just looked like it was a late, clumsy challenge. But then when you see the replay from the other angle, ever likely Adam Webster's annoyed, and he'll be really annoyed if this free kick that Chelsea have got as a result of that leads to a goal. Cole Palmer and Enzo Fernandez standing over this. We have got 11 minutes to go plus stoppage time here. It was Palmer in the build-up that led to the Chelsea opener, but Brighton have turned things around. Goal in either half. Fernandez stands over it. Palmer, what's he going to do here? He's going to move away. Fernandez will cross it towards the penalty spot. Ball to the edge of the area. Brighton trying to scramble it clear. They do. They'll win a free kick. Surely a free kick for a foul. Referee says no. Chelsea continue down their right. Ball back out to Enzo Fernandez, wearing shirt number 8 for the visitors. Palmer will take over with Matoma right in his face. Ball back to the edge of the centre circle. That should have been a free kick, surely, to the home team.
To be fair to the ref, he's let a lot go tonight, and it's been an aggressive game. There's been lots of tackles, lots of fouls, lots of yellow cards, but he's left a lot go.
Madueke runs at Lamptey. Lamptey intercepts, does well, and now Lamptey and Gusto are in a battle on this near side. Referees let that go, and João Pedro comes away with the ball over halfway with space to move into. João Pedro running at Adebayo, takes it to the edge of the area, receives the ball back from Welbeck, doesn't receive the ball back from Welbeck. Welbeck tried to play a first time 1-2, cut out just about by Chelsea's back four, because João Pedro would have been clean in on goal otherwise. Now down the other end, Chelsea, it's end to end now as they search for an equaliser, and Kunku, home fans not happy with something. Cucurella makes the run into the penalty area, takes it to the byline, cross gets blocked, goal kick is the decision from Jared Gillett.
Yeah, to be fair to the ref, he's done everything right there. That's exactly what we want to see. Let the game play. But to be fair, the Chelsea fans were annoyed with Nkunku because he had the opportunity. He was driving forward. They had the attack going, and it was Tyreek George who was on the left-hand side, completely open, and he just stopped and then turned back the other way. And if I'm Tyreek George, I'm screaming at him, give me the ball. He hasn't had a touch since he's come on. That's his one opportunity. He's got an opportunity to get the ball and drive at the fullback and get a cross or a shot at goal. And he just stops the ball, Nkunku, and turns around the other way. It's so disappointing.
Goal kick Brighton, the full-time scores in the FA Cup 4th round. Leeds 0, Millwall 2, Orient 1, Manchester City 2, Coventry 1, Ipswich 4, Everton 0, Bournemouth 2, Preston beat Wickham on penalties after that one ended goalless, Southampton 0, Burnley 1, Stoke 3, Cardiff 3, Cardiff winning the penalty shootout at the Bet365 Stadium, Fulham 2-1 winners at Wigan, and Newcastle won a thriller at Birmingham by 3-2. This is verging on thriller territory as well. I wouldn't say an out-and-out thriller, but it's been an excellent open watch this game. Brighton leading Chelsea 2-1. Palmer gets dispossessed as he looked like he was going to have a good run on the Brighton penalty area. Brighton come away with the ball. Enzo Maresca wants a free kick, nothing doing, say the officials. And at the end of all of that, Diego Gomez has the ball on the halfway line for Brighton. Now Webster will take over further back. Brighton just looking to take the sting out of this game in any which way they can.
Yeah, but the problem is every time they take this thing out, there's opportunities for them to go forward, and with pace, and the Brighton players are just slowing it down a little bit, and you can see the manager screaming at them to go forward quickly because the Chelsea players aren't getting back.
Chelsea have it on the halfway line. Closing stages of this game here. Chelsea need a goal to take it to extra time, otherwise they will be out of the competition in the 4th round. What are the moans about there as Brighton clear the ball from their right back area? There didn't seem to be much to moan about that I saw.
No, but again, who is it that's in the right back position tracking Tyreek George back? It's Minte.
Yeah, Minte has had an excellent game. Keen to see who they go with for player of the match here, but Minte, you were talking to Maz Faruqi about him at half-time, has been absolutely excellent from minute 1 here tonight as Chelsea go back to goalkeeper Sanchez. I don't want to sound disrespectful to the guy, but every time it goes back to him, my heart is in my mouth. From a Chelsea perspective, you never quite know what he's going to do you? But 1 minute to the next. Chelsea come away with the ball, though, with Caicedo, charges over halfway through the centre circle, and now Tyreek George over on the far side is going to get on the end of this. Opportunity here for a shot, fires it over the crossbar. He turned 19 earlier this week, Tyreek George, and very nearly looked to celebrate his birthday with a goal.
That was his opportunity. He's then one-on-one, and he's drived into the box. He's dominated. It looks like he's dominated on his right foot, and he's dragged it onto his left, and he's taken the shot. And when you're on that angle, all you want to do is fire that ball across goal, and whether the keeper make a save or one of the defenders will knock it in, but he's gone near post and high, and it gives nothing to his teammates. Even if the keeper makes a save or it's on target, it's so hard to score from that angle. So for him, what an opportunity, but a disappointing one.
Highlights of this game available 10:20, match of the day tonight, BBC One with Jason Mohammed. Actually, looking at my watch, that's 35 minutes away, with this being a late kickoff here at the Amex this Saturday night, as Gomez moves into the Chelsea penalty area for Brighton. Tried to do a number there on Gusto, but fair play to Gusto. The Chelsea right back stood up and defended really well.
It's the first time I've seen Gomez play. I've really liked him since he's come on. He's got energy. He likes that battle, but he's been really composed on the ball. But he's won the ball back, and he's happy to drive forward as well. He looks like a really good signing. Another one that Brighton seem to do so well.
Late night sport tonight on 5 Live. Late night sport tomorrow. Super Bowl 59 from New Orleans. My team, the Eagles, looking to win it for the first time since 2018, up against the Kansas City Chiefs, who are looking to win it for the third time in a row. Coverage from 11 o'clock tomorrow night with Stefan Powell and the team here on 5 Live. That should be an absolute cracker. Are you into your American football, Matt?
Well, I am now, yes. I had to watch a series just after the Super Bowl last year. It was the quarterback, and then I've since watched the wide receiver, and I really enjoy it. I just love how technical it is, and the pace and power of these players. It's incredible.
That will be a cracking listen tomorrow night as Brighton get ready to make a fifth change down beneath us here. The ball has gone out for a Chelsea throw taken by Cucurella midway inside the Brighton half, throws it back to the halfway line. Toshin has it, works it to the right to Madueke, who's not had as much of an involvement in this game as he would have liked so far since coming on. Matt O'Reilly is going to be the person to make his entrance momentarily for Fabian Hürzeler's team, who are leading Chelsea here 2-1. Ball, does that go out for a throw-in on this near side? Yes, it does, in favour of the visitors. So Matt O'Reilly's going to be coming on, summer signing from Celtic, 1 goal so far this season, and that was the winner in Brighton's last game here, 2-1 against Manchester City on November the 9th. So O'Reilly standing by. We think it's going to be Danny Welbeck who's going to make way. He's had one of his quieter games, Welbeck, today, hasn't he?
He has, but what he does for the team is so important. He's that focal point. He's someone to hold the ball up and create opportunities for others, and he's so selfish in his workload, but you can't forget his defensive work that he does, and that's why this Brighton team have defended so well, especially in this second half.
Now for Bruggen, taking a lot of time inside the 6 yards area to clear. He was under pressure from Palmer, cleared it eventually, was in no hurry, he was the calmest man here on the south coast as Brighton come forwards with the aforementioned Welbeck. Ball over the top, João Pedro to the edge of the area. Matoma arrives in support. One more goal will kill it here for Brighton. João Pedro tried the through ball to Matoma, intercepted well by Toshin Adarabioyo. Ball goes out for a Brighton throw with 2.5 minutes to go as Matt O'Reilly indeed now does come on to replace Danny Welbeck.
It was excellent flick from Welbeck there on the halfway line, flicked it over his head, got the other side, made the run and passed it, flicked it over the top to João Pedro, who just couldn't quite get the pass through to Matoma on this left-hand side. He tried his best, tried to put it through Tossin's legs, I think, at the end, but he couldn't quite make it happen. But what a performance. Welbeck's coming off to a round of applause, and there we go. What have we got left? It's nearly the 88th minute now. So big push for Brighton to the end of this game.
Live rugby union for you on 5 Live tomorrow afternoon from 3. Commentary of Scotland v Ireland in these Six Nations. You can also watch that one on BBC One as well. And from 5 to 2 tomorrow on 5 Sports Extra, we've got commentary of Bradford Bulls v Castleford Tigers in the 3rd round of Rugby League's Challenge Cup. So loads of live sport coming your way tomorrow, and then Monday and Tuesday and throughout next week too on 5 Live and 5 Sports Extra. Joao Pedro's just taken a nudge there on the byline. Referee's not interested, and it's going to be a goal kick to Chelsea. 90 seconds to go plus stoppage time. The 8 times winners, as things stand, are heading out of the competition. And what on earth were they doing there? Trevor Shalabar just dwelling on the ball inside the penalty area. Matt Jarvis very nearly killed the game because he was closed down. He needs to get the ball down the other end as fast as possible.
I know, but that all starts from the goal kick. Sanchez Holt puts it down. You can see the Brighton players, they're all pushed up so far. They're pretty much just all hanging out the edge of the box, just ready for that short pass. And they pounce, and Chalabar's got nowhere to go but to kick it out for a Brighton throw-in.
Those fans who are on the row in front of us, they clearly feel it's job done because more and more of them leave. One of them who's obscuring our views, just doing some filming, standing up. I wish he would leave, and we could see the end of the game ourselves here. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1, final 30 seconds. Plus stoppage time, and unless Chelsea score, that will be it. If they do, we're going to 30 minutes extra. Chelsea, though, at the moment, deep inside their own half as Webster pumps it back forwards. It's going to fall for Matoma. Is it too early to take it to the corner flag? 90 minutes are almost up. Joao Pedro's doing exactly that. 4th official standing by. How many added minutes are we going to get? We're going to get 4 added minutes. 4 minutes for Enzo Maresca's team to find a goal to take us to extra time in the FA Cup 4th round. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. It's been a cracking game. Do Brighton just deserve it for you on the balance of play?
Second half performance, definitely. They've defended really well, and it's that attacking threat that they've had. I've been really impressed with Lamptey as well. Yeah. What a tough day for him with Neto, and take Neto off, and then you've got Madueke coming on. He's defended so well, but it's not just the defensive work, his attacking threat, his energy levels to get forward, and it creates so much space for other people in that team.
Now, Brighton have lost it inside their own half. Here come Chelsea on the counter. Ball forwards by Enzo Fernandez, looking to pick out Madueke. It was overhit, but that's because Fernandez was fouled in the midfield, and it's going to be a free kick to Chelsea inside their own half. 1 minute of the 4 have gone. More fans down below us are leaving. They feel it's job done from a Brighton perspective. We've got 2 balls on the pitch, but the referee, now that one's been cleared, is happy for play to continue. Chelsea with the through ball. Madueke, can he get there on the byline? Yes, he can. Madueke with the pull back. Chelsea player goes down in the area. Shot goes in. Good save for Bruggen. Offside flag has gone up though on this near side. The shot came in from the edge of the penalty area. Verbruggen flew away to his left. It's not an offside flag, actually. Gone out for a corner.
Yeah, but what a fantastic ball that was in behind. It's the one time Lamptey switched off.
Quick corner. It goes to Palmer, and now Gusto, edge of the area, lining it up on his left foot. Ball over the top. Headed away by Brighton and Hove Albion. We've got 2.5 minutes of stoppage time to go. Chelsea, everything they do now in a hurry. That was a good save by Verbruggen. I mean, he didn't need to because the ball had already gone out for a corner. He didn't know that as the shot came in from the edge of the penalty area. Palmer, wide on the right, cuts in field, tries to switch things from right to left. Is there enough on that to reach Tyreek George? Not quite. Brighton able to clear. They were looking for row Z. Unfortunately for them, they found row B. And that means the throw-in will be taken a little bit quicker by Chelsea. 2 minutes to go now. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. The home of the FA Cup. 2 more commentaries tomorrow, but it's all eyes on Brighton Chelsea here at the moment. Brighton clear. Joao Pedro has it. Edge of the Chelsea penalty area. Was that a foul? He picks out Matoma. He's stopped by Moses Caicedo. Runs out of play, and that is going to be a Brighton corner. Exactly what the home team wanted. That corner has been celebrated like a third Brighton goal.
Yeah, it's brilliant play from Brighton again. They get the ball, they go what every player should be doing, is heading for that corner flag. But Matoma tries to actually go for goal, but it deflects off Caicedo, and then he has the tendency to he's sprinting up to him to make him put it off, and it's a corner, and the Brighton fans at that end are going nuts.
The corner's been taken. It's boxed in by the corner flag here. Ball goes out for a throw. The throw goes the way of Chelsea. We can't see that corner away to our left. Every single Brighton supporter is on their feet as they await the final whistle, which is 45 seconds or so away. Chelsea in their right back area. That's a poor clearance. It's been given away, and then the shot is well wide in the end from Diego Gomez. Should he have done that, or should he have tried to play it back in the corner there, Gomez?
No, it's fine. They can't score from there. You kick it out of play. He'll say he was shooting, but it looked like he was more just trying to get the ball into Rowe's head.
Long ball downfield from Sanchez for Chelsea, but Brighton send it straight back forwards. Final 15 seconds. Brighton leading 2-1. Chelsea heading out of the FA Cup in the 4th round unless they can score in the final few seconds here. Ball's going out for a Chelsea throw in their left back area, but it's right by the corner flag in the Chelsea half. Referee looks at his watch, blows his whistle. Brighton and Hove Albion are through to the FA Cup 5th round. Chelsea, the 8 times winners of this competition, are out in round 4 as Brighton win this one by 2-1, coming from a goal down, turning the game around. An excellent performance by Fabian Hürzeler's team as they record their first win at the Amex in 3 months.
Sensational second half performance from Brighton. It took them a lot of courage in the first half to go down so early on, but it showed courage, determination, and they played their game. Yes, they've had to defend in numbers, and they've done that brilliantly, but it's the attacking threat that they have, the desire to come forward in waves as well, and really good goals.
It's a team, and it sounds like at times such a rubbish thing to say, but they've got so much personality and character about them. Every single player in that Brighton side tonight offered something a little bit different, all offered lots of hard work, and they were an absolute credit to the home supporters here who've started the Saturday night party down on the south coast.
Yeah, but it's not just the starters. The players that have come on off the bench, they were excellent. They've all worked hard. Gomez, I really liked, he's a new signing for them, but he's come on, he showed great commitment, great composure, work ethic, and that's exactly what this Brighton team is all about. And I can't even hear anymore. The party really has started here.
Nothing says a Saturday night party in Brighton quite like a bit of gala and freed from desire. They're loving it here. Chelsea out of the FA Cup. Brighton through to round 5. It's ended at the Amex. Brighton 2, Chelsea 1.
Yeah, the 10th FA Cup 4th round match of the day ends then with a 2-1 win for Brighton over the 8-time winners Chelsea, as Lee was saying. And Matt Lee said it there as well. Brighton today going behind early, that mistake to Bart Verbruggen, off the back as well after that thrashing at Forest last weekend. I mean, character really was what this Brighton side showed this evening.
You've hit the nail on the head, character. That determination, that never say die attitude, I think, as well. And that comes from the manager, but his players showed today exactly what it means to play for Brighton. And as I mentioned as well, the substitutions that come on, they affected the game as well. They all deserve a big round of applause from this crowd, which they're getting, because they put in such a good performance in that second half, and they deserve to go through to the next round.
And Karim Matoma with the second goal, and obviously he's been so much the focus over the last few weeks of a bid, or bids plural, from Saudi Arabia in the window. He hasn't been at his sparkling best at times this season. Tareq Lamptey, another player who you picked out, who's had a difficult season at times, injuries as well. But this is a result for Brighton which will give them so much confidence, not just in the FA Cup, but obviously now going forward in the Premier League as well.
Yeah, but this is what this squad can do. We've seen their performances, when they beat Man United away. You can see that they've got it in them. It's that consistency. But today they showed exactly what they can do. And this fixture is happening again on Friday. So it'll be really interesting to see if the same team comes out and gives the same performance.
Lee, I know we talked about, and we mentioned it all day, no VAR at this stage of the competition. There was that tug on João Pedro. I wonder if VAR was an operation that would have been given. But I guess there's something quite nice about commentating on a goal and knowing that if you commentate on it and the referee gives it on the field, it's going to stand. There's none of that back and forth that we normally get on a Saturday in the Premier League.
Do you know what, Maz? I was thinking that exact thing during commentary. You'll know as well as I do what it's like when you're commentating or reporting. You'll see a great goal go in, and you'll want to give it what I call beans,
full welly,
and just full welly. But part of you sometimes just has to hold back. Tonight, I don't know about you, Matt, as well, it was completely refreshing. When the ball hits the net, it's a goal, end of, unless you see the flag straight away.
Yeah, but we actually most of the time couldn't see the flag because everyone had jumped up in front of us, so we're just going off instinct. But yeah, great to feel like you just see the on-field decision is key, and that's it, and then there's nothing else that you have to worry about, and it's really refreshing.
Just a word on Chelsea, as we say, the 8-time winners are going out in the fourth round of the competition, and it's been a difficult 2 months, really, isn't it? 7 weeks or so for Chelsea. You know, round Christmas or just before the festive period, Matt, we were talking about them being in the mix for the Premier League title. Now they're out the FA Cup as well, and not a lot of end product in the second half. And I guess the key again today as well is keep Cole Palmer quiet, and you kind of are keeping Chelsea quiet, and teams have worked that out this season.
Yeah, I think unfortunately for them, having not that pivotal striker as well. I think Jackson's, because his goals dried up a little bit, and he's a big miss because he has that running behind which creates space for Palmer. And then to be fair, you've got to give Brighton a lot of credit tonight because Neto is an outstanding winger, and Sancho and then Madueke coming on. They keep them quiet, and they're the ones that they shine. Neto come on in the last game and scored. They have such good players in their squad that they can just come on, but it's just not clicking. And that centre forward position is key for Chelsea because it just occupies the centre halves, and it gives that space for the likes of Palmer, who, as you quite rightly said, he's a phenomenal player, and he makes this Chelsea side tick.